Welcome in, Am I? Yes. Okay. Mic is on. Yippee! Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Actually, do I have all of my things on? Things look... Hi, Rover. Meow! My cat is meowing at me. Ah, cat! Cat for everyone to see. Look at this kitty. You wanted this. You were yelling at me. You must be shown off to the public. How are we all doing today? I hope everyone's doing good on this Tuesday. Ah. Oh, good Rover. Chikorita is a deity. Welcome in, Dar. Hello, Blaze. Hello, Ghost. How are we doing? Oh, you can lay down right there. Perfect. It's so cute. I hope so. Oh, wait. Hang on. I'm going to try doing something very quickly. Okay, because I always forget to do this. Hopefully this ends well. But what I'm going to do, I have to... that might not work. Because I think I have to create this. And then I have to adjust the latency. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're not going to do that. I got to remember to start doing that in the future, though. I need to create the stream, and then I need to set the latency. That way, there's not as much of a delay. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Professional over here. I get paid to do stuff like this. Loaf, what is up? What, the unholy skivity is a pocket monster? It's the actual name of Pokemon. I think that is the direct translation before Pokemon like caught on in English. Girls, please don't fight. My cat started fighting. Are you drinking Prime? I'm not drinking Prime. I'm drinking Body Armor, okay? I will not drink Prime. I tried it once. I thought it was average. I think this is better. I think it tastes better. But, you know, I just had it because I normally buy them whenever I go to work. That way I have something fruity to drink while I'm at work. And I don't want to be caffeinated the whole time, so I normally buy a Mountain Dew and a Body Armor. That way I can, like, not be like bouncing off the walls while I'm in the library. So what's points used for? So whenever you get points, whenever you're hanging out in chat, you can go down into the description and you'll see that there are things that you can redeem the points for. In fact, right now I'm going to start turning on the sound effects because I have them muted because whenever I change scenes, they all just play at the same time. So if you'll see one that sounds kind of interesting, you can redeem them for that sound. I'm not going to be able to describe them to you. I hope the descriptions that are down there are good enough. Or somebody with a lot of points could maybe try and throw a sound at me in order to, you know, show you what it looks like. What starter did you pick in Scarlet and Violet? Scarlet and Violet. That's, that has Fuecoco in it, right? I think that's the one that I picked. Oh, I've been saving up. Oh boy, Loaf. Ta-da! There's a sound. Anyway, did you guys watch the movie yet? I would like to talk about the movie, and I think I'm still gonna try and make like like just me BSing about the movie video, very lightly edited because I just want to talk about it before I start theorizing about it, because I got like a few theories bumping around in my head just after watching the movie. In fact, what we're gonna do, pause the music. We're gonna swap over to the game time. Where am I?
Pick up the facts. Pick up the facts.
What?
The facts.
Why am I missing? Wait, it should be this one. Yes! Yes! And we're missing one more. There we go. There we go. The little scruggle guy. We love him. I think that's everything that I normally... Oh, I need to make sure that I have my alerts turned back on. Sorry. I do this every time I do this every time I have to go record. I turn off my alerts up there. That way I can just record in OBS. And then I forget to turn them on. It's fantastic. I'm so great. Dragon Lady, welcome. Toast, welcome. Taylor, hello. Banana. I picked the cool one, Fue Coco, sadly, not the cute one, Sprigatito, the grassy kitty, lol. As long as you didn't pick that damn duck, man. Anyway, we're gonna play a little bit of Pokemon, and in the meantime, I really want to talk about the movie. So I guess this is gonna be your spoiler warning. If you have not seen the FNAF 2 movie yet, I'm going to be talking about it. I could do a little bit of since there's a delay, and I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to be like, no, don't talk about it yet. I'll like fill this part with like my spoiler-free review. That way, you know, at this point you're probably hearing me saying, oh, I'm gonna talk about the movie, so I'm gonna start filling this in. Did you say duck? I did not say... Did I say duck? Oh, I did say duck, actually. Quack. Thank you, Dragon Lady. Bro, still using a Switch in the Big 25? No, I'm not using a Switch in the Big 25. In fact, I'm using the Switch 2. Okay? It's bigger. It's better. It's... I'm using the bigger cousin of the Switch. Mr. Oh, thank you for the member. Oh, wait, is that... I gotta pull up YouTube real quick. Mio, thank you for the 5 members. Thank you so much. Mr. Toast Goblin over there, trying to insult me by saying, oh, you're using the big Switch in the big old 2025, I see. No, we're using the Switch 2, okay? I am still here. Welcome, Puzzle Theorist. My favorite Pokemon types are Water, Grass, and Ghost. Those are good ones.
Why,
Those are pretty
there,
good ones.
old sport.
Hello there, Mr. Exploding Glove. I'll get a Switch next year. Nice, nice. You should get one for Christmas. You should try and get one for Christmas. Not sponsored or anything. And in fact, the only game that I have for the Switch right now is Pokemon. But it runs so much better. In fact, Scarlet and Violet, it's not laggy. Like, holy crap. You could play Scarlet and Violet. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the movie today. We're going to start with a little spoiler-free section, you know, just in case somebody in the chat hasn't watched the movie yet. Please play Smash with me at some point again. I need more Banjo wins. I could do that, Loaf. I'll need to get internet again because I have not been paying my bill for the internet. For the Switch Online, I should say. Oh, that's an elevator. That's right. I was like, where does that lead? I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're going to be talking about the movie. So, spoiler-free section. I thought the movie was fantastic, okay? I see a lot of theorists right now, specifically, because, you know, that's mainly what I'm subscribed to, being like, the movie was bad. It was meh. It was alright, you know? Like, I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good movie. It is a vast improvement from the first movie. Is it without its problems? No, it's got a few problems, but it is a vast improvement. It is very good. It's actually got scary bits, more jump scares than the first one, so more ways to get you with just cheap scares, but also just scarier in general. Animatronics looked amazing. Jim Henson, Creature Workshop. Again, 10 out of 10. They did a fantastic job with, I'm going to be doing something over here. Fantastic job with recreating the animatronics. They look like they got pulled straight from the game. no G Freddy. Yes, there is no Golden Freddy. I guess that is a spoiler for those who haven't seen yet. But, you know, you clicked on a video that says we're going to be talking about the movie. So that's kind of on you. And I've given you ample time. Hello, Amy, oh my. So, animatronics looked fantastic. Here's the bad of the movie, because there's a lot of good in this movie that I like. The bad, number one, and fixing this problem fixes most of the problems that the entire movie had. Short runtime. It is an hour and 40 something minutes. There are 11 animatronics in this movie. I guess there's more. Okay, there's 11 animatronics in FNAF 2. Okay, there's the 5 wizards. Okay, there's the 4 toys, Balloon Boy, and then there's the puppet. Withered Golden Freddy does not show up, so that brings it down to 10. But that's still 10 different characters that you have to fit on the screen with all the human characters, and it just means that a lot of the animatronics didn't get a lot of screen time, which is sad. You know, you kind of want to see more of the animatronics. So increasing that runtime gives them the ability to show off more of the animatronics and fill it with things that people are going to want to see. Because a lot of people were like, this animatronic, my favorite animatronic, didn't get as much screen time as the rest of them. It's kind of sad, you know, but it's okay. I'm not even reading this. We're talking about the movie. That's I'm confused about what happened to the Withered at the end. Yeah, they just didn't do anything with them. And I think that might have been because they want to bring them back. In the second movie, not the second movie, the third movie, I think they want to bring them back. But they like didn't convey that in any way, so they just kind of like shut them down and then like threw them in the back seat, and they were like, we'll get to this later, we'll get to this another time, you know. But yeah, the biggest problems I had were it's too short, and because it's too short, you don't get it. Like, it feels like the movie's kind of rushing in some points, which means that you don't get to sit on some of your favorite characters for as long. Mainly the withered animatronics is like the big thing that a lot of people are like, they are not. Oh wait, I should swap. He just killed himself. Okay, we're gonna go to you now. So did they actually exist? The Wizards? Yes, the Wizards did exist. The Wizards are separate from the FNAF 1 animatronics. In the movie. They took a completely different turn with the Wizards in this movie. Sociopath is a beautiful name for a Pokemon. It was named from one of the members. Mio gifted a bunch of members the other day, I guess it's 2 weeks ago now, and I named him after somebody. I couldn't fit the whole thing, so I was like, we're just putting Sociopath. Your favorite animatronic didn't even show up. Was it? That lowers the list down. It's either Withered Golden Freddy or one of the like special side characters that didn't show up. Or you're talking about an animatronic that's in the future. Weren't utilized at all, really. Yeah. Like I said, if they would have extended the movie, Wizards would have been able to get more screen time, which is fantastic. And then the very end of the movie, I feel like they could have like extended that a little bit, just so that, like, you know, what happened right before, whatever happened like right before the very end, we could have like settled on that, and then they could have shown the very ending, because it kind of like abruptly stops, in my opinion, at the very end of the movie, and it kind of like, it feels very violent. I was like, oh, like right at the end. That being said, still very much enjoyed the movie, and it has me very excited for the third movie. I don't know what he's asking me. I'm just gonna skip through this. This is where I'm gonna have to say we're getting into complete spoiler territory, because I just can't talk about the movie without like not getting into spoilers at this point, you know. So I guess this is your chance, Toast. You're gonna have to go for a little bit. We're gonna be talking about the nitty gritty of the movie. So you could like leave or mute me or something. I don't know. The movie actually has its own timeline. Yes, they were making that very clear from the very beginning of the movie. So, last spoiler warning. Give it a few seconds. The very beginning of the movie, they say that Charlotte dies in 1982. Completely different from anything that anyone is theorizing about in the game's timeline, which is she either dies in 1983 or she dies in 1987. Bye, Toast. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry we gotta talk about spoilers and make you leave. He's probably gone at this point, which is good because I already started spoiling. 1982, 2000, 2002 are the dates we have now. Yes, and I think, if I remember correctly, someone like figured out that the MCI happens in 1987 in the movies. Not 100% sure on that one. Okay, why didn't you just go into an actual battle? Okay, whatever. So Charlotte dies in 1982. Completely different from what's spoilers. Yummy. Ooh, very shiny. Very different from anything that we've seen in the games. Not upset by it or anything. It's just different, you know. We're gonna go with. By the way, I have a lot to talk about that opening cutscene. That is like, that needs like three videos all on its own. I'm not gonna lie. There's so much there. Oh, you're also steel type. Who else came in with notebooks? I didn't bring a notebook. I was gonna just use my phone to take notes while I was watching, and then it was a combination of me. That didn't last very long. It was a combination of me forgetting to take notes while I was watching, and also just I was not in the back seat, the back row, so I couldn't really. I'll take that. Oh, he's gonna mega evolve this thing, isn't he? Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. So yeah, I had my phone and I didn't want to like turn it on and like have the light bother the people behind me. Even though the people in front of me were doing that, like they weren't even like taking notes. They were just like checking on basketball stats or something. The people in front of us were so annoying during this movie. I'm so upset that we had to get stuck behind like 5 middle school kids. Holy crap, that's fast. Lefty, go. Alright. This might not end well. Okay, oh, this should be. Oh, that's not fine. Oops. There were like 15 people in the whole theater. My theater was pretty packed. It was basically like a bunch of middle school middle school boys who were just trying to be funny the entire time. Anytime Freddy was on the screen, they like stood up and started clapping. They were like, yeah, Freddy. And I was like, oh my God, shut up. Like, I can't hear the movie for like 3 minutes. It was ridiculous. So that my movie experience was kind of bad. The matcha Pokemon. The matcha Pokemon. So, movie experience kind of sucked. Movie was good. Back to talking about the movie, because there was a lot of stuff in that opening scene with Charlotte that I really want to talk about. The fact that her mother is mentioned, sort of. She's like sitting there, right? She's like, oh man, I really want the puppet to come out. And like Vanessa comes over and she like makes fun of her by being like, your parent slow book it. Come on here. Your parent animatronic or whatever she says exactly, like triggered something in my brain. I was like, is this like referring to her mother possessing the freaking the marionette? I was like, what is happening here? And it like kind of gets backed up later whenever she's like, she gives the marionette the she pronoun, and I was like, what is this supposed to like say that somehow her mother is possessing the puppet? So I think that's what they're trying to go with in this movie, is that the puppet is possessed by something before Charlotte dies, and that's why it acts weird. And then later on, she sees Springtrap go into the bathroom or whatever, and tries to go save the kid. But when she's back there, there's 2 things that I noticed. The kid, not injured at all at that point. He's just kind of unconscious. I don't know why he's unconscious. Like, it's not explained why he's unconscious or uninjured at that point. Because, like, Charlotte carries him out from the back room, and he's completely fine. There's no injury or anything. He just wakes up and he's fine. And Charlotte, while she's back there, her vision starts like distorting more and more as she's back there, which made me think, is there some sort of something that's like supposed to be affecting them while William is trying to do stuff? Like, I don't know, illusion discs or something? Is that going to be a movie thing now? And a really big thing that I pointed out to Fazbear Entertainment is that while Charlotte is carrying the kid in order to try and get him to freedom, she's running towards what is very clearly an exit door, okay? Has a big exit sign. It is a door. It is not a set of curtains. But then she all of a sudden just shows up on the main stage where the puppet is. So something happens in between William catching her and her showing up on the main stage for her to be in an entirely different portion of the building. So there's a lot going on in that intro scene. By the way, Vanessa also knows at this point that her dad kills kids. So he's probably been doing it for quite some time at this point. And by 1982, which is whenever, the first location is supposed to exist. Henry pulled a fan in William making the puppet in homage to Charlotte's mom. In the movie? No. Oh, I see what you mean. For some reason, the words were not making sense to me. Yeah, maybe that's what's happening. Either in homage or it was created and then William killed Charlotte's mom and like somehow possesses the puppet. And what's also interesting is that later in the movie, whenever they're trying to beat the puppet, they use a music box that has Ballora, who, like you said, is tied to Mrs. Afton, you know? And we've been asking about where's Mrs. Afton this entire time, and like the best answer that we've come up with is Ballora. Is this supposed to be like making us think, hey, this music box that has an animatronic that you all say has some sort of association with the mother in the Afton family? Like, you're supposed to take that correlation to the puppet and be like, yeah, this is Charlotte's mother in some way. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm gonna probably come up with better wording for what I want to talk about with this, because I think it has something. If it was like that, then Henry would be the vengeful spirit. Wait, this gives me more proof of my Secret of the Mimic theory. Does it? If Henry's wife and daughter die, he would probably want revenge. So here's my thing. I'm gonna get real close for this one. Okay, we're gonna go big screen for this. My immediate thought after watching that whole thing, vengeful Fiona. Okay, hear me out. The thing about vengeful Fiona is, or the thing about Edwin is that for a while we all thought that in the games universe, Henry was going to be our Edwin. Like, Edwin in the books was just a name change for Henry, right? That's what we were thinking until Edwin eventually got introduced to us in the games. So, my thought process is, in the movie, if they are trying to simplify the game story, right? That's what we've been trying to say for a while now with the first movie, is that they're simplifying it and changing it for a broader audience. Then we could still have that connection that Henry is going to be our games Edwin, or movie Edwin, I should say, which means that Charlotte's mother is going to be our movie's Fiona. And because the puppet is already possessed before Charlotte possesses it, theoretically, that's what's happening. And Charlotte is the only spirit out of all the ones that we've seen so far that is stuck in one emotion, specifically rage. I think that whatever else is in the puppet that is that with Charlotte is causing her to be stuck in that one emotion, causing her to feel vengeful. You see where I'm going with this? Vengeful Fiona is not off the table with the movies. Vengeful Fiona can still be a thing. Now, it's probably not going to be somebody named Fiona, but I'm thinking that whoever Charlotte's mother, I think Charlotte's mother is in the puppet. And when Charlotte joins her in the puppet, Charlotte's mother is influencing Charlotte to feel rage and getting her stuck in that one emotion, that vengeful mindset. I probably sound a little insane here, right? I need somebody to tell me that I'm not insane for this mindset, right? Am I crazy? Henry's wife and daughter die, he probably would want revenge. That's true. I could also see that as well. But from the two scenes that we get with him, he doesn't seem vengeful. That's why I think that it's Charlotte's mother who's the vengeful one. Again, it follows the same story beats that I talked about through Vengeful Fiona, where the mother dies and she is not happy about being dead, but she's okay because it's like not her daughter. It's not her child who's dead. Then William goes around and then kills their kid in front of them, like right next to them, causing them to then be like, all right, buddy, you need dealt with now. And just absolutely uses the rest of her time in order to try and be vengeful. Because the Golden Freddy kid is not vengeful. Yes, he keeps William there in the back room from the first movie for about a year or so, however long it is between the first and second movie. But that's not really vengeful, because at the end he's like, yeah, you know, once we leave, like, he's just gonna come back, you know? They would rather try and save Abby. Like, they're more friends with Abby than they are angry at William. But Charlotte is a different breed. But Charlotte is like, Charlotte is completely different in the way that she's stuck in a rageful way. I think I need to calm down with this, okay? Like, I'm just going in circles, talking about the same thing. You've not seen me go insane. You have not seen me go insane. I'm holding back. I'm holding back at this point. Anyway. Since we're talking about Henry, let's skip to the very end of the movie. If you don't know, you were supposed to stay till the very end. They say that at the very beginning of the movie. William Afton is like, don't be sure to stay till the very end for a special surprise. He says something like that. And if you stay until after the credits, you get to hear Henry's voice. All right. You get to hear Henry again. And Henry is, you know, tip-tapping away, making a message for Mike. He's like, all right, Mike, so here's the lore bit that, you know, we couldn't talk about while I was on the phone with you that one time, and also while you were in my house. I worked with William Afton for years. Blah, blah, blah. I have a lot of old technology that is still able to track the animatronics. And then all of a sudden, something breaks in to wherever he's hiding out at, and says, and then he goes, hey, Mike, you need to try and stop this. It might be a little too late for me. You know, he says something along those lines, and it implies that he dies, or like he's at least in danger. And then the message cuts, and we don't know who this is. Nobody speaks other than Henry in this message, so we have no idea, except I know exactly who this is. Because, like I said, Henry is like, hey, I still have the technology able to track these animatronics, all right? I can track some of them. We see throughout the FNAF 2 movie that all the animatronics that we dealt with can be tracked from whatever technology Mike was using in the FNAF 2 location, right? The puppet can be tracked, all the toys can be tracked, all the withers can be tracked. Everything that we saw in that movie, other than the original animatronics, can be tracked. So, whenever he says, she is coming for me, okay, it's not talking about the puppet, all right? It's talking about Circus Baby, because while I was listening, it was giving me big FNAF World reference, all right? Like, gray guy sitting at the desk. He's, like, giving an exposition, and then all of a sudden, Circus Baby shows up and kills him. This is our gray guy moment. This is our gray guy moment. At the end of the movie, whenever it's just the voiceover, this is us hearing a message from Henry, from Gray Guy, before Circus Baby kills him. And speaking of Circus Baby, she shows up earlier in the movie. Henry couldn't have died. I think there's a chance that he does. And then the rest of everything that he is in the third movie is just going to be flashbacks. I don't want him to die, because I still want him to be an important character. But let's face it, Henry has shown up for like 5 minutes in the games, for like 10 minutes in the books, and now for about, 30 seconds in the movies. I think it's about his time, you know? He's a little overdue at this point. I know this is his first and only appearance, but he's a little overdue. I've had my fun with him, and I feel like we're going to heaven soon, so leave the demon to his demons. Golden Freddy Kid probably lol. Yeah, he says something like that. He says something similar to that. I need a FNAF 6 movie, please. I think we would still get something similar to FNAF 6. It just has to... How do I want to... I think what's going to happen in FNAF 6, like the FNAF 6-esque sort of thing, is that it's just going to be a bunch of messages left for Mike by Henry, and Mike has to follow the plan left through the messages. I think that's what's going to be happening. Because obviously the FNAF 3 movie is going to be following FNAF 3, but it also seems like because Circus Baby shows up in the movie, it's going to possibly follow some of Sister Location. And if we get any of Sister Location, we know that FNAF 4 is directly connected to Sister Location now. So, FNAF 3 movie might be the next 3 games all combined into one. Maybe even FNAF 6, you know, just collecting all the last of the spirits and trying to get rid of them somehow. Maybe. Could be wrong. But that's where I think I see this going, because Circus Baby does show up in this movie. That's something that we need to talk about. I need you to tell me, what color eyes do you remember Circus Baby having? Because this is a debate right now in the community. Is what eye color what was the color of the eyes that Circus Baby had? Because if they're green, there's one of 2 options here. Either Circus Baby is already possessed, or that is not a plot point that is happening in the movies, because we see puppet toys before we see the puppet, and the toys already have, or the toys already have the tear streaks, meaning the puppet probably already has the tear streaks. But like I said earlier, the puppet might already be possessed by the mother, so the tear streaks could come from the mother. So, like, is the change to the animatronics going to be a plot point in the movie? Or is that just something that is not going to exist in the movies? Because they would have to build, like, basically 2 of a lot of the animatronics. I guess not a lot. They would have to build 2 puppets, and they would have to build at least 2 sets of Circus Baby eyes in order for them to make that a clear distinction. You think they were green puzzle theorists? Okay. Because if they're blue, then that very clearly shows that Circus Baby is not possessed, and they are going to go through that plot point into the future, that animatronics can change their appearance when they are possessed. If they are green, that makes it a little bit more unclear, because they can, like I said, go one of 2 routes. Either this isn't a plot point, or she's already possessed by this point, which means that Elizabeth is in the movies, but she's already dead by the time of this flashback, which is in like 1982-ish. You stuck a pic? I've been seeing a few pics fly around, but I saw a pic that the theorists were passed around in one of the Discords, and they like color matched it, and it looked like it was a blue. But I also I found a pirated copy online, and whenever I went to watch it, it like starts as blue, like it's not on. The eyes are not on, and then they turn on and they turn blue. But then it looks like as it like the eyes glow more and more, it turns into a green, which makes sense because the rest of the eyes are like a yellow. You know, the whites of the eyes are like more of a yellow. So if that combined with the original blue means anything, then that explains the possession, you know, that they are in fact supposed to be green. But I don't know. And I even had the crazy theory, the absolutely insane idea that Scott put out 2 versions of this movie just to mess with us. Like, I don't think that this actually happened, but it would be so funny. Like, you know how, like, after the release of the Spider-Man No Way Home, we like kept getting updated versions of the movie. It was like the first release, and then they updated the movie to fix some of the CGI, and then they did it again, and then they did it again. I'm wondering if Scott sent out 2 versions of the movie, one with blue eyes and one with green eyes, to get the community speaking, like talking about this, you know? I think that would be so funny. And I think that would go, that would be something that, as long as it fits within the budget, Scott would absolutely do that. He would make sure that every other theater gets a different eye color. Because then if you and your friends go to this movie theater and you see green, but then your other set of friends who you also talk FNAF with, who live close to you, go to a separate theater to watch it, and they get the other eye color, you guys are going to be talking to one another. You're going to be like, no, I saw blue. No, I saw green. And that would be so fucking funny. That would be so funny. Oh my God. I would love that so much. I would love it. And I would absolutely love it. And I would love for Scott to like announce at the end of the year, like, you know, in like 20 so days, be like, hey guys, guess what? There's actually 2 movies that are out right now. He could just say that and I would know exactly what he meant. But I feel like he would say that and then people would be like, I gotta go watch the movie again. There's a second movie that I need to find. But I would know. I would know immediately. I'd be like, it's the eyes. It's the eyes. It's the only difference that he would put into that. And it would go along with how Scott is as a troll. I think that would be so hilarious. Oh. Because you can't tell me that's not something Scott would find funny as hell. Oh. You cannot tell me that Scott would not be laughing so hard if he saw anyone debating about the eye color from the movie. Because he's gonna see it. People are talking about it right now. Oh God. It would be genius. It would be genius. I need to be a part of the FNAF marketing team. Just for stupid ideas like that. Just for something stupid like that. The only thing is, I guess it would mess with the lore, technically. Because half of the people would see blue eyes, half the people would see green eyes. And then they would assume, the blue-eyed people would assume that when they see green eyes in the 3rd or 4th or 5th movie, whenever we see Circus Baby again, that would mean that she's possessed at that point. And she's not possessed in the earlier part. But I don't know. I think it would be so funny. Chica's new party? I don't know. That's another thing that I'm kind of wondering. Because I thought that they were going to kind of do an ARG whenever they released the book. I don't think they're doing it. I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm worried because if it is going to be an ARG that we have to find, then like the book specifically says it was gone in 3 days. So like, does that mean that there's going to be a time limit for us to find this ARG? Who knows? I hope there's not. I hope that if this is a real thing that they're going to try to do as an ARG, that they keep it up for a while. They don't have to keep it up forever. Just long enough for us to find it and, you know, find everything that there is in the minigame. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be any new news about Chica's secret party. In fact, most people kind of believe that that entire book is slop. It's so bad. It's so bad. That book is so incredibly bad. Because, like, they get the most simple... Like, you probably have... Most of you have probably seen Narrow Raven freak out over this book whenever he was doing his live stream on it. It gets the simplest stuff incorrect. It's like, hey, here's a list of all the animatronics that you see in this game. By the way, half of them are not on that list. And the ones, and half of the ones that aren't on that list are like said to be in different games. Whenever it's like, this is the list of where they first appeared. No. Ennard does not show up in Sister Location. No. Ennard apparently shows up in Security Breach. That's Ennard's first appearance. Not Sister Location. Not even Help Wanted, you know? Angel Theory, hello, welcome. When I saw Circus Baby, I literally, like, I was leaning back in my chair just, like, enjoying the movie, and then Circus Baby showed up, and I went, excuse me? And of course, me being, like, so shocked to see Circus Baby there, I wasn't even checking the eye color at that point. I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie, I did not check the eye color while I was in theater. I was just like, what? Because people were, like, kind of, like, talking about it in the Discords that I'm in. They were like, yeah, there's apparently, like, a secret character that shows up in this movie. And, you know, Circus Baby was one of the ones that people were, like, talking about. They were like, yeah, it might be Circus Baby. That'd be so cool. And then I was like, you know, it'd be really cool. Lefty showing up, you know? This is the movie where we get the puppet. I think Lefty showing up would be really cool. I still like Circus Baby showing up, but I think Lefty showing up, awesome, you know? Why are we traveling here? I don't know. Vanessa is the puppet program. She gave life to Charlie to take over the puppet. Cassidy is corrupted version that is control Circus Baby. Vanessa's the puppet program. I don't think Vanessa's the puppet program. Although there is something up with that puppet specifically. Imagine this is how we're supposed to figure out that something is up with the puppet in the games before Charlie dies in the games. Because, you know, we're at the point, like, what we see the puppet in the games do something. Lefty, you mean righty? Lol. No, I mean lefty. We see in the games that Charlie dies outside, and the puppet, like, goes against its programming to leave the pizzeria while it's raining in order to try and follow her. Which kind of tells me that something's up with the puppet in the games. And imagine that this is the way that we're supposed to figure it out is through the movie. That'd be a little crazy, because a lot of people look at the movies and they're like, we can't take information from the movie and apply it to the games. But that would be... I don't think it... Personally, I don't think that it would be Charlie's mother that would be possessing the puppet in-game. All for it in the movie, because that's what's implied. I'm more a Vengeful Fiona person, but I can still connect Vengeful Fiona to the puppet in-game. Get out of here with your cheap views. I don't want it. Ban, get out of here. Also, we found one, a real one, in the post-credits. That was really good. Just getting that sneak peek of what Springtrap looks like. Oh, man. Dude, I saw those massive chompers that he has and how, like, rotted it looks with the costume. Oh, it looked peak. It looked peak. Vanessa is a humanoid robot created using a copy puppet program. Oh boy, you think that there's Vanessa robots, don't you? Just like the Charlie bots. It's Charlie bots all over again. Well, think now I listened to the post credits. Henry was attacked by Circus Baby. Angel Theory's on my side right here. Let's go, Angel Theory. Oh, no, I didn't beat the game yet. Get out of here, Majestic. No, actually stay. We're talking... Actually, you should probably leave. We are talking spoilers. I know you haven't seen the movie yet. But yes, Angel Theory's on my side. Because, oh my god, that ending. When we hear Henry at the end, you just hate me for real. Yes, I do. Leave. No, I'm kidding. You just probably shouldn't be here because I know you haven't seen the movie yet. By the way, Majestic, before you go, you need to make sure to watch the very end of the movie, like all the way to the end of the credits. That's all. Because there's a mid-credit scene and then there's something at the very end of the movie as well. That's all you need to know. You're not invited to my birthday party. No! Can't be burying that because Henry got desperate and something horrible coming from my dude. Can't be Mike because she's already attacking him. So yeah, here's my thought process on this Angel Theory. Henry specifically says in that closing statement that he still has technology that is able to track some of the animatronics, right? And we saw throughout the FNAF 2 movie that Mike is able to track the animatronics through the computer in the building. I'm gonna head out then, have a fun stream. Thanks, Majestic. Sorry we're talking about spoilers. Have fun. But yeah, so we see that he is able to track the animatronics, right? Which means if he's able to track the puppet, the toys, the wizards, and Henry isn't able to track whoever is sneaking up on him, it can't be any of those animatronics. It is something new. And because this movie shows Circus Baby, and he says she is coming for you, it has to be Circus Baby in my opinion. Plus, it's giving big gray guy vibes from FNAF World. It gives big gray guy vibes. This was sad to say, but Abby didn't free only toy animatronics, but Circus Baby. That could be. That very much could be. If somehow the puppet was tied to Circus Baby somehow, because the only reason that the toys are able to move around is because the puppet got released. So if somehow the puppet getting released also releases Circus Baby, it could work. This whole movie is actually a plan by M2CC to get the code from Vanessa to free Circus Baby. Oh, Mega Ball, wow, okay. I had a random thought about the Shadow animatronics. I use Pokemon as a reference example. Can't remember if I told you. This doesn't sound familiar, so I don't know if you told me or not. But yeah, so excited. Like, this movie had so much going for it. I genuinely don't know why a lot of theorists are like, this movie was mid, blah, 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 blah. Except for the fact that it's short. It is a short movie. That is like the only thing that also the ending. I'm not gonna lie, did not care for the ending. The ending was basically, you know, after all the animatronics leave, you know, and everyone is safe, Vanessa and Mike have a small fight. He's like, I don't want to talk to you, alright? You keep lying to me. Get out of my face. And Vanessa then gets possessed by the puppet. Because apparently the puppet can do that in the movie. It's just able to possess people. And then it fades to black. That's the end. Okay? I've told this with other people, and I'm like, they just needed to extend that portion between them beating the animatronics and Vanessa getting possessed. And I think the perfect way to do that is if they were moving the puppet back to the original pizzeria, and then Mike and Vanessa have that fight while they're in the pizzeria about to put the puppet away, right? That like they're gonna put it away. Mike has the fight and then he storms off. And then somehow, because that happens, it like messes up whatever Vanessa's doing. She like drops the music box and then it wakes the puppet up enough that it's able to possess Vanessa. And then fade to black. You get just enough time for you to come down from what you saw earlier in order to like be like, all right, the good guys have won, you know, and we're about to have that happy ending where they put the puppet away and it's never to be seen again. And then they have that fight of like, Vanessa, you know, I don't think I can trust you anymore. Like, you know, you've been lying to me this entire time. And then he storms off, and then he is not there in order to see or hear the puppet, the music box, like, close, break, whatever, and then the puppet possess Vanessa. Absolute cinema. Yeah, I think that would have been the best way in order to have the same ending, but just allow us to simmer on what happened a little bit longer. Okay, they're failed Phasgoo experiments or like first gen ones, like just like Ditto being failed Mew clones. Interesting. I like that idea. I feel like the only thing that would be going against it is specifically Shadow Bonnie is a you know, he's a toy bot. He looks like Toy Bonnie. So somehow it would have to be connected to the toy animatronics in some way. Like it would have to happen around that time. But you know, that's not the biggest hole. You would just have to put those experiments sometime around 1987. I wanted to go over here. Actually, we can go right here. I want to at least see classic Golden Freddy in the ending. That would have been nice, rather than just seeing the kid, because here's a plot point that actually does involve Golden Freddy that doesn't really make sense in this movie. And Fazent was the one to point this out to me. Fazbear Entertainment, the G, the OG, the... You're not shiny, are you? That's just like the setting sun. No, I think he would have made a noise. How do I get up there? Anyway, what Fazbear Entertainment noticed and told me is that in the first movie, Golden Freddy does leave the building. Like, that's like the whole reason why, like, Golden Freddy leaves the building with Abby, right? And then in this movie, all of a sudden he's like, we can't leave the building, you know, like our programming doesn't allow it, or else it'll drain our power. Dude, you left in the first movie. You were able to leave the building in the first movie. So, I don't know. Plus, he's also the only one who doesn't leave the building in the second movie. So I don't understand why... Hi, Rosie. Hi, sweet girl. I don't understand why he's not able to do the same thing here. I don't think I can make it here. How do I get up onto this roof then? But yeah, that's kind of a huge plot hole. Is that in the first movie, Golden Freddy was able to leave the building without having any problems. And in this movie, he's the only one who doesn't leave the building. And yet he, like, what? Like, he's the only one to not leave the building. But then he's like, okay, we're all fading away now because we're not allowed to leave the building. Or else we can't inhabit the bodies anymore. I don't know, man. It just... Rosie, what are you doing? Hello, Fifth Color. Come here. Come here. Come here. Rah. If you want to rub against the microphone, you have to be shown off to the public. Come on. Look at you. Look at you. You're adorable. People love you. You're so sweet. You're such a sweet girl. You're my little girl. Perfect. Do you always come back? I do always come back. Fifth Color. Fifth Color of the rainbow. Roy G. Blue? Is it blue? How do I get up onto this roof? I went up this. Like, dumb? I'm kind of confused what I did. I'm not going to do this one first, then. We're going to do one of these ones. Yeah, we'll do this one first. I think you mentioned you have a cat too. I think you did too. Called Mimi. Aw, Mimi's so cute. This one here is Rosie. You okay, sweet girl? You keep rubbing up on me. You okay? You just want pets? Yeah? And we talked to Mike after in FNAF 6. Here he talks to Mike Schmidt, and Circus Baby is search exactly for Mike. Oh, that actually completely reminded me, Angel. Did not even mention this whole plot point in while we were talking about the movie. The fact that Mike Schmidt and Mike Afton are two separate people in this universe. Huh. Like, now, this has to be like a, I know that I can't really use movie stuff in order to like help out the lore of the games, but like, I don't know. The fact that we recently got that what is it? Ticket to Fun, that kind of implies that Mike Schmidt is not Mike Afton. And now we have a movie that is also backing up that statement. I don't know. I might be onto something here. Or I just might be on something. Who knows? Oh, there were 2 Magikarps and 1 was gold. Should I name my dog Mangle because the Susie's dog theory is fire? Go for it. Go for it. Or Foxy. I believe more into Vanessa and Michael are robots to replace older kids from Afton, Mike, and Cassidy. That could explain, maybe not Vanessa. Oh wait, Michael would be, when you say Michael, you mean Michael Afton, not Mike Schmidt, right? That might be different. See, this is going to make theorizing just a little bit more difficult because now we have to be like, are you talking about Mike Schmidt or Mike Afton here? Oh. Maybe I can use this to get up onto the roof. Oh wait, this roof is much easier to get onto. That was so easy. Maybe I can do that for the other one though. I vote they're clones. Faz clones. Oh no. Not the Faz clones. The Fazgoo clones. Do that one. And then we'll go fight the... There we go. I could try to update your theory about Vengeful Fiona. Hey, if you want to, go for it. I'm always going to probably think that mine's always going to be better, but... but I do want to update it. I think in the new year, that might be one of the first few videos that I want to do, is an updated Vengeful Fiona, now including the movie as evidence. Wow, you're really going, aren't you? Making biscuits right there, huh? But yeah, I'm all for adding 2 theories. That's like half of the theories that I have is just me taking somebody else's theory and me wanting to add something to it. I mean, I just did that with Fazburger recently. So I definitely don't have a problem. Lefties. Oh boy. There's a relationship between Circus Baby from 1980 and Mike Schmidt of 25 years is 2002. How it's possible? How can Circus Baby target Mike after if there is something she's supposed to target is Mike? But that might be something that needs to be addressed in the third movie, because they kind of did something similar with the toys, where they very clearly target these adults, but it's not what the heck. Oh, those hurt. Those hurt a lot. Harrison, no! But it quite clearly... I forget everything that I was going to say because Harrison died. Oh, yeah. The fact that that for some reason the toy animatronics go after these adults, like they're targeting them, because they go to their addresses, and it's not explained why these specific adults are getting targeted. So I definitely think that kind of needs explained away, and I feel like if Circus Baby is going to be going for Mike, that might be where they explain it away. I don't know. Why is FNAF 2 so praised when everyone counting the secret characters you can defend against 10 out of 12 characters by sitting in your office with the mask on doing nothing? I think a lot of people actually don't like the original FNAF 2 for that exact reason, is that there's just a lot of characters that you don't do much about. It's pretty much worry about, oh my god. Okay, so don't let that hit any of my guys. And the way I'm going to do that is by whenever Mawwow goes over there, I'm following my Pokemon back. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, because I've heard Raito's be like, yeah, I don't like FNAF 2 because you pretty much just do two things. You flash Foxy, and then you put the mask on for everyone else. Well, and then you wind up the music box. Those are your three options for FNAF 2. I might not win this one, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Put you away so you don't die. And then I just have to worry about myself. Wish I could prove or disprove my brain prompts on hows and whys of FNAF. Come on, Slowbro. How did it just 2 months of FNAF? It's very simple. Cassidy, Circus Baby, gave half of her soul to Mike to make sure he wouldn't die. She came to get it back, but wouldn't create Mike Robot Michael. Okay. That's a... Oh crap, I gotta get you back. So they were thought on Bronze Version that the OW movies are basically like a reboot or combining everything from fans and games and books into one coherent story. That's not a bad idea, to be honest. Raven! Game audio is loud. Can I pause the game at this? No, I would not like to forfeit. We're going to set that aside real quick. While I... Is this one yours? I think this one's yours. We'll turn that down a tad. There we go. Thank you, Raven. Mega Starmie legs. I haven't gotten Mega Starmie yet, but they are very freaking long. But yeah, I think that's that could be a pretty good interpretation, Mio, is that they're combining aspects from everything to make the movies, while also trying to make it somewhat simplified for a more simple, for a more broad audience. Collect all my things. In my opinion, the toys should not have been in the game and give each Wither, besides Wither Bonnie and Wither Chica, a unique mechanic. Those two can take the mask as well. I feel like what could have worked is if they started with the Withers, right? And then halfway through the week, the toys showed up. And then they are basically supposed to be the newer, quicker, harder versions of the animatronics that you were just playing as earlier in the week. And then you still have the 10-20 mode, right? The 10-20 mode where you get to fight against all of them at the same time. And then just make sure that, you know, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and then their toy variants have... They each have one thing to do. So, like, Toy Chica and Wither Chica would basically do the same thing, except one would, you know, be a little bit harder to deal with. Or, you know, they could just do the exact same thing, and 20 mode would just put them on an even playing field, so you'd see them twice as often. That's what I think would work if they wanted to remake FNAF 2. After movie 3, CCN Circus Baby will go after William and create UCN. I don't know, because we still haven't seen a crying child. And Fazbear Entertainment made a good point where we might not get a crying child in the movie, because if we get a crying child, that would mean that Scott would have to give us a name for the crying child in the movie, or use bad writing in order to explain why why this character is not getting a name. You know? This highly important character just all of a sudden is not getting named at all. And then there's still half the cast to use. I should probably focus on this just a tad, because I keep getting hit by these things, and they do a lot of damage. That more. That way I can actually do damage. Oh yeah, that's doing work. That's doing a lot of work. Daniel might die, but that's okay. Oh, am I out of plus energy? Ooh, not fantastic. Not cool. Not fun. Never ripping. On a Pokemon stream? This is fun. This is true low. I'm collecting you all, and I'm slowly converting you away from FNAF. This is for your own good. This is for your own good. I'm trying to save you. Alright, let's swap to my keys. My pocket of keys real quick. Let's go! The keys did it! I threw my car keys at it and it died! I don't have a way to play Smash or any Nintendo game. Lame. This guy doesn't have Smash Bros. I'm still on a PSP. I miss my PSP a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Yippee! Shield my Pokemon. Tried Seth's cake from yesterday. Cake. Cake sounds good. What's up, Rosie? Get me a Switch 2 and I'll demolish you at Mario Kart. I don't even have Mario Kart. I'm broke, okay? Hopefully I won't be as broke this year. I did just get a Christmas bonus and a raise and more hours in the new year. So we'll be good. We'll be golden. We'll be golden Freddy. And videos should hopefully pop off more in 2026. Let's go. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Waiting for a Switch 2. I put mine on a credit card. I'm not gonna lie. Although now I need to remember to put that on my taxes because you guys are watching this, right? Right? That's the entire reason why I wanted to play Pokemon, because I got the Switch 2 that bundled with Pokemon, and I wasn't sure how to write that off without playing Pokemon. Like, I don't want to be like, well, I bought the Switch, but like, you know, it came with Pokemon, but I didn't play Pokemon on stream. I'm just playing Pokemon on stream. We're going to beat this game so that I can get the full tax write-off. Did you see the Mimic mentioned in the movie? He was, like in the... Why am I blanking on that? Classroom. In the classroom, right? Is that what you mean? Where like there was the animatronic that was sitting on the desk or whatever. I did notice that. The Mimic. Where do I have to go? I have to go up. Okay, in the way that my guy is facing. This way. Got it. In the newspapers, they mentioned the robots mimic. Oh, yeah. Fazbear Entertainment showed me that. Yeah. I specifically went back in order to read all the newspapers to see if there was anything good. They were hard to read, though. I'm not going to lie. Not enough games exclusive for it. That's true. That's fair. FNAF World 2. Puzzle Theorist, you might be getting that very soon. Not gonna lie. Because Leon Riskin keeps releasing music for what seems like a FNAF World 2. I think that might be in our near future. I don't know when it would release or, you know. Like, I just think that we're getting something similar to a FNAF World 2. I hope at least. I hope so. Talking to someone about sending over the FNAF 2 movie for you. That would be nice. That would be nice. I have found a pirated version. It doesn't look fantastic. It's very blurry. Nessa and Charlie are prepared happiest day to defeat Vengeful Spirit Rage M2CC. They will face against Circus Baby the whole movie. Vanessa or Charlie seems very just against adults in general right now. I think I have to talk to her in order. Oh god. Okay, so it's definitely gonna lead into a fight. So I'm gonna. Yep. Oh no! Battery running low. That might have to switch to a different controller. Happiest day happens in 3. It's going to be Charlie's happiest day. Yeah, because like we already kind of have the spirits like already being like, I kind of want to move on, you know. We're just gonna do Absol. There we go. Gorgeist, we can swap to you because you're a grass type. Alright, you did a lot more damage than I was hoping for. I should have just used my 2 fire type moves. This didn't used to be flamethrower, it used to be something else. Why is it flamethrower all of a sudden? We'll go with you. Keep Absol nice and uninjured. But yeah, because at the end of the movie, the kids like kind of fade away without having a happiest day. So it would be kind of weird for there to need to be a happy. I don't know. Because they also just kind of specifically say they can't hold on to those bodies. So like maybe they're going to come back as something different. And like they just didn't know they were going to because, you know. No, it's completely new territory for them. Okay. Wait for an attack. Go for this. Wastes the attack.
I miss my wife, kids.
I miss your wife too, low. Basically, I think if the suits got power back, they'd come back. That's actually not a bad idea. It's a very simple way of doing it, but that could definitely be it. They can only leave because the suits are non-functional. And then they get melted down into the fun time animatronics. Whoa! Okay, yes, yes. Tell me about the elevator. Tell me all about the elevator so I can use it. Oh. Hello. Sometimes would be Circus Baby melting all others into them. You think Circus Baby is going to be doing the melting? I'm just kind of glad that the movie kind of backs up Vengeful Fiona. I am not going to lie. I'm so happy about that. Oh my god. I know Raven probably doesn't want to hear these words, but... Listen. Listen. Vengeful Fiona. It's gotta be, alright? It's gotta be. You're telling me that the mother dying and possessing the animatronic, the puppet, isn't supposed to be like some sort of Vengeful Fiona setup? Are you joking? I have a thumbnail made for the first FNAF 3 trailer to go live with the second it comes out. Let me... Alright. Alright. How do I... Where are you? Here you are. Where's the call button? I also have to make sure that they can hear you. Hello? Hang on, they can't hear you. Just swap it over to the disc. Why is it not just general Discord? Why is it I have to change the channel? They should be able to hear you now.
You're wrong.
I'm right.
You're wrong.
I'm so right, and you know it.
You lost the debate. I'm right, and you know it.
The movie has now come out, and it is definitely leaning towards Vengeful Fiona.
Where? Tell me.
Okay, so here's the thing, okay? It starts out with Charlotte going, yeah, the puppet, you know, my mother, you know? Because for some reason she has a weird... The mother is connected to the puppet, all right? It's not directly saying that it's Fiona, but it's saying that something happened with the puppet causing her to see this thing as her mother, all right? The eyes already have tears by the time we see the puppet because all the toys have... The puppet toys have tears, meaning that if they're going through the route that the animatronics do change designs because they are possessed, then something has already possessed the puppet by the time... Before Charlotte has died. Something is in the puppet at that time. And it's backed up by the fact that Charlotte is the only spirit to have something different about her. The fact that she's locked into one emotion rather than all the other kids being able to feel whatever emotions they want. Charlotte is stuck in rage. Something else is in the puppet, which is forcing her to become vengeful. And that thing is going to be her mother, which is a direct parallel. Sorry guys for saying the P word. It's a direct parallel to Fiona.
So terminal.
Yeah.
There is a reason why the puppet probably has tear marks already in the movie. Did you notice it?
Did I notice what?
So it wasn't the puppet who gained tear marks. Someone else gained tear marks.
Oh, it was Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was their way of saying that. I don't think it was just, yeah.
Listen,
She was sitting outside of the puppet, but then when the music box was played, she was put into the puppet and gained the tear marks.
Listen, that's one small detail in it. You still can't tell me that the rest of it doesn't line up with Fiona.
So why is Fiona having a love relationship with Henry when she's supposed to be dead?
I don't know, man. I'm not Scott. It's a parallel to Fiona.
Did she get down and dirty at Fall Fest or something?
Yes.
And then just instantly give birth, like, immediately?
Yes.
Is that the In the Flesh we've been waiting for this whole time?
Yes.
Fiona just gave birth to one of the little mini puppets, gave birth to a mini Rena.
Gave birth to a mini Charlie.
No, a mini Rena. There were never puppet blueprints. It was a mini Rena this whole time. Also, by the way, get some shiny Pokemon.
I can't! None have been
Get
spawning!
some!
I also can't... How do I get over there? Oh, wait. Do I have to go all the way around? Oh, there's a bridge here. Did he leave?
Well, guys, if
Oh, he's still here.
If Terminal doesn't have one shiny Pokemon by the end of the week, you all subscribe to me.
The week? Oh.
And you all unsubscribe from Terminal.
No. All right, guys. If I get a shiny Pokemon by the end of the week, then you all have to go into one of the last 3 Raven videos, and you have to say that Vengeful Fiona is true. You have to fill his comment section with that.
No, y'all will be banned from my Discord server.
Go on your alt accounts.
Go on your alt accounts.
I need it to be one comment chain. The way that T-Dreads does it, where he says it and then everyone says the exact same thing afterwards. I need you guys to do that in Raven's 3 most recent videos. Is
Well,
if
gives
I
me
get a shiny.
engagement, I'll take it.
Oh.
No, you sound like you're making a new Fazbear's Fright book. Well, I mean, did you last got confidence the greatest writer on earth?
Except when it comes to guidebooks.
Yeah, that's still in progress of the making, in case you're wondering, chat. We will be live streaming it. Cryonite thinks there's no reason to stream it, but Cryonite's wrong, so.
Content, baby.
Content, man.
I have 14 alts.
Bring them all in here right now, Ruben. I dare you.
All 14 of them.
All 14. And if it's one less, I will
Banned.
find you.
Banned.
Banned.
Never seen again.
All alts are banned.
Never seen again in Ravens or my chat. Ever.
Paul's currently going to create an e-board account.
Oh, I just can't wait for Vengeful Fiona to come to the movies.
I can't wait for you to be Charlie's the one who's vengeful.
If Charlie's vengeful, why is she not going for Mike? At the ending.
Because Michael Ash is the one who's helping. And even then, Michael is scared of her still.
I don't know. I think she's just confused because she has emotions running through her that she's not feeling herself.
Yeah.
She's vengeful. Oh my god, that thing almost destroyed me.
I wish. Did you capture this one? You need a title.
I can't capture these ones. It's just a fight for me to be able to Mega Evolve my Ampharos in the future. It's so lame. It's like, yes.
Terminal.
Ah. What?
I swear, I saw something say Fiona Wheel. I swear I'm not going to say it.
Oh, you probably mean Flame Wheel. Need to turn up my volume just a tad. There we go. No, I don't want to forfeit. It's the only way that I can pause this. Stop standing in it, Embor! Why are you...
I do want to say, though, no one's talking about how Ballora is here.
Ballora was in the movie?
Yeah, she was in the music box that Henry gave me.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, no one's talking about it.
I think that's more evidence towards... Vengeful Fiona.
Oh.
Because we're using... So, Ballora, who for years people have been like, oh yeah, Ballora is like Mrs. Afton somehow, right? We're using the mother animatronic to try and calm down Charlie at the end, all right? Because...
Okay, at this point, who hasn't Fiona slept with?
Fiona's not the one sleeping with them, okay? In the movie,
Well,
it's
then
just
why
gonna
is
be a parallel.
Ballora with the Afton family in Security Breach associated with Charlie then?
For funsies.
At this point, there's gonna be like a whole new like family brought into this, and she's gonna be sleeping with them too. I swear to fucking God.
She gets around.
Apparently. Maybe Michael Ashton is actually just the son of Fiona and William Evans.
Maybe Michael Afton was the friend that we made along the way.
I don't know why people hate Michael Ashton so much. I don't know why.
I thought he was really good in this movie.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense. Everyone just wants to be like a in the games.
I mean, if you've been watching Ryto's videos, it makes sense.
I don't watch it.
I mean, Rytos has been theorizing for a while now that Afton was helping, Mike was helping his father for years before finally turning good. And like the thing that made him turn good was getting spooked by Ennard.
I don't even know if it was that. I mean, it's definitely like happy with FNAF 2 fire.
Fair.
But also at the same time in the movie, Mike has been spooky and he's like, yeah, no, we're William. He kind of like still loved him.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but I do think they're gonna do a Dislocation movie if FNAF 3 does well. They're very heavily setting that up.
I think the FNAF 3 movie is going to be a combination of a couple of them, because they've already set up that Circus Baby exists. If she shows up in the third movie, it's going to be somewhat Sister Location adjacent. And then because Sister Location is so tied into FNAF 4, we're going to get a little bit of FNAF 4 reference. It's going to be... It could be another crabbed movie.
I mean, generally what I think is like FNAF 3 set up like, or FNAF 1, no, FNAF 3. And then FNAF 2 is like the one that's like waiting. I think that's kind of what's going to happen. FNAF 2 is setting up Sister Location, FNAF 3 is going to end up waiting. And then Sister, and then FNAF 3 is going to tease FNAF 4, and then Sister Location will put FNAF 4 in motion.
That would be smart. That's
what I think they're playing.
I've been seeing people say that there's like a TV show possibly in the works. Is that real?
I haven't heard nothing about that.
Okay. I couldn't tell if it was...
None of the people I know said anything about that.
I couldn't tell if it was jokes or not from, you know, the peanut gallery that is some of the FNAF people.
I mean... There is FNAF Twitter, that exists.
Yeah. That's why I use Draining Kiss. I'm like William A. himself. I always come back.
Oh, Trip, I was not expecting you to actually call me. Also, not many people know Shadow Freddy.
I only just saw him in a TikTok. I am not gonna lie.
I saw him immediately.
I think I missed Shadow Bonnie while I was watching the movie. I think I blinked or something, or wasn't looking at the right spot, because I did not see him.
It's literally if you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, and Loaf warned me about that too. He was like, "You need to stay, like, watch the entire thing. Don't even run to the bathroom or something." And I was like, I'm not running to the bathroom. I'm keeping my eyes locked. And I must have blinked. I must have blinked.
The thing is, what's funny, they didn't even make a Shadow Body, like, costume. They literally just took the PNG from Scott and put it in the movie.
That's so funny.
They did it with Shadow Freddy, too. I feel like the Easter eggs were a lot more meaningless. I was expecting them to do something with, like, Max, with Shadow Freddy, genuinely.
I was expecting, like, a JJ reference of some sort, but I didn't see one of those.
Yeah, I didn't see one of those either, no.
But they did make some pretty good references to, I saw a candy arcade cabinet in 1982. Yeah, those were pretty big.
I feel like some things in the first movie were just completely ditched. Like Maxine stuffed into Shadow Freddy.
Yeah. I think the thing that got ditched that's a big plot hole is that Golden Freddy was able to leave the pizzeria without having any problems. And then in this movie...
Well, I mean, it is more of a film.
Yeah, but, like, we do see in the first movie that he is able to, like, affect the taxi whenever he sits in it.
Yeah, but he's also not out for long either. He's really not.
True. True.
Because, like, in FNAF 1, he kind of just, like, appears in the house. So it's like, hello, Jade, die. And then it's like, all right, Abby, let's go back before I deactivate.
Fair.
BB appeared in the office like how JJ appears in FNAF 2. Puzzle theories. I don't know if you know this. That's the other one. JJ appears in the office like Balloon Boy does in FNAF 2, but BB appeared in the FNAF 2 movie, and JJ didn't. Also, I'm sorry, I can't get over Vanessa ramming a house with Mangle.
Oh my god, I saw a TikTok about that because I loved that part of the movie. Have you seen the TikToks where it has the "I've been roaming around, I've been looking down"?
Always looking down, and all I see.
It's that scene slowed down so that Mangle crashes through the window and hits Toy Freddy at that point in the song, and I started crying from laughter from that.
I know, there's some good parts in the movie. Like, people are saying that like it makes you laugh too much, but like every horror movie has humor.
Also, this is Scott we're talking about, the guy who literally throws just exotic butters into Sister Location, which is one of the scarier games, and it's
Do you think
it
that
just
in
works.
this location movie there'll be like an exotic butters, and if you press it, it'll just play the sound effect?
God, I hope so. I hope they make some sort of reference to exotic butters. I'm surprised we haven't gotten one yet, to be honest.
BB came out of the desk. No, he didn't.
He like kind of popped his head over the monitor, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he poked it over the monitor, but he didn't come out of the desk.
Dude.
Also, Withered Bonnie was done so dirty.
Yeah. He's the best looking one,
Oh,
and
no.
they said he's there for 2 seconds.
I was like, oh no, Withered Bonnie, let me just close the vent. Like, bro, what is this?
Dude, whenever BB's head got freaking ripped off, I literally sat forward in my chair and I went like, I was so shocked. I didn't even like comprehend the next like 2 minutes of the movie where he's like fighting off the other Withereds. I think that's why I didn't have a problem with the whole withered body thing, because I was so shocked by Balloon Boy's head just getting ripped straight off of him.
The thing is that made me so upset though about Withered Body is like pretty much what we saw in the trailer is what he actually got for screen time.
Yeah, that's upsetting. Because he is one of the better looking ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he got used for nothing.
I did enjoy the "It Be the Night Guard" reference.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, Withered Bonnie came out of the wrong vent. He came out of the left vent.
Oh yeah, because it's mirrored. Yeah, because you're looking in.
Yeah, he came out of the wrong side, and it made me so upset.
Did they have a vent on the other side? I don't even remember
They
like
did.
It panning over to that side.
Maybe they didn't, but
How do I get onto this roof, Raven?
climb. 5 head. Use that X-ball noggin of yours.
I can't get up there. It won't let me. Hang on. What does this map look like?
Use the force and double jump.
I can't double jump. I can't even single jump. Okay, let's try.
Maybe it was the friends we made along the way.
I'm glad you're very useful in this situation. Like, I just need to get onto the roof.
Also, in case anyone wonders, my favorite Pokemon is Porygon.
That's a peak one. Porygon, just regular, or
Like any Porygon, but I just love Porygon.
he's pretty peak.
He's just a guy.
He just shakes around a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think I can get onto this roof. Am I dumb? Am I dumb? What am I missing? Oh, wait. I see it. I see the path. I see the path I'm supposed to take. Did you like the movie? Because I've been seeing a lot of theorists, a lot of FNAF people say that like it was bad or it was meh.
I liked it. I feel like what a lot of the issue is, and I'm not even gonna lie, is because people were expecting more out of the lore instead of contradictory things, and that's what's ruining it for people. And because honestly, I had no issue with the story. I think it was all right. Like I enjoyed it. I had a fun time watching it. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Like yeah, there were things that like was like, well, this makes no sense in the game's like at all. But when you just look at it, it's like, oh, this is like the Silver Eye, a different continuity. Not everything's gonna be one-to-one. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I just thought it was too short. I'm not gonna... Fuck. That's not what I wanted. Get me back up there.
Yeah, Circus Baby does have green eyes in the movie. But
Does
also,
she?
I wanted to bring this up to you. Oh, yeah, she does.
Okay.
And I wanted to bring this up to you. So, in the first movie, we got introduced to, well, technically 2 Aftons, right? We got Vanessa and Willie. And this movie, we got introduced to 2 more. We got introduced to Michael and essentially Elizabeth with the green-eyed Circus Baby. If that keeps going on, either we're going to meet 1 more Afton or 2 more Aftons in the 3rd movie.
Mrs. Afton and Cece.
Probably.
Where is this?
I mean, technically, there's also Jane, I guess. But she wasn't an Afton, she was a Schmidt.
Yeah, because they're not the same. They're not the part of the same family. Am I dumb?
Also, I love how the movies now pretty much say, guys, anyone can watch TV in the FNAF franchise, and now people can no longer say that it's only a Mike thing to do.
Oh, there was probably a much easier way to get in here. That's fine. Yep, there was an entire sewer system that I could have used in order to get here. Yippee!
But yeah, no, I have like 5 pages worth of notes about the movie. I had my notes app open during the movie.
Yeah, you showed them to me. You showed them to me.
Yeah.
Also,
you know one thing that I'm upset about with the movie though?
What's that?
Why wasn't the kid who was kidnapped named Little Kid?
Did they name that kid?
No.
Oh, okay.
Should have.
She should have been like, "Little Timmy, what's wrong? Little Timmy, what's wrong? What the hell is this thing?"
That's like on a Friday night.
Fighting water, maybe? We'll find out the hard way by fighting. Oh, who do you think was attacking Henry at the end, at the very end of the movie?
It's very heavily implied. Very much.
See, I think it's Circus Baby. Because, A, it felt very similar to the gray guy scene in FNAF World, where, you know, he monologues for a bit and then he just effing dies. But
he's talking about the puppet and then, you know, it's heavily implied.
he is talking about the puppet, but he also mentions how he's able to track most of the animatronics. And oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Oh, just attack. Make him hurt.
I'm currently downloading the FNAF.
He mentions, oh my god! Oh my god!
Huh?
He
What?
he beat the shit out of me. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna punch the shit out of you. But yeah, Henry's like, yeah, I'm able to track some of the animatronics still. And the entire FNAF 2 movie, Mike is able to track the toys, the wizards, and the puppet. So it wouldn't really make sense, in my opinion, for Henry to not be able to track the puppet in that situation.
Oh, can we also all agree that there's a lot of nightmare?
I mean, if you're gonna have the puppet, you're just gonna have, it's just gonna be natural. But yes, there is a lot.
especially with Carly just always having nothing but black tears coming out of her.
Yeah. Except for that singular scene where she goes sleepy and then they turn purple.
Yeah.
She said, "It's EP time."
Also, I hate that they made Toy Chica be Lefty. I hated that.
Oh, you're so right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Toy Chica's essentially Lefty.
Except she got out of Toy Chica.
Yeah, because the very next one.
Yeah.
Also, Henry did absolutely fucking nothing the whole mean. They were like, we need to get more help. I was like, oh, they're gonna go get Henry. Nope.
That's what I thought too. I was like,
They're
oh,
like-
Mike's gonna go get Henry, and Henry's gonna be able to use his magic brain power to do something.
But instead, no, they went and got Jeremiah to clothesline the fuck out of Michael.
They got Jeremiah and they got the OG animatronics.
Like, we can't be for real, bro. We literally, I got the FNAF 2 movie was spoiled 10 years ago. Like, this whole movie, I was like, there's no way we're getting wooden toys. I refuse to. And it did, and it didn't happen, but it happened in a way.
It almost happened.
So honestly, though, I do see it in the games being the case that the toys can just be controlled by the puppet, or controlled by the MCI.
I think if that's gonna be the case, it's gonna make the DCI non-believers so hard to deal with. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I think that's what's happening. Because obviously we can't say that the winners are controlled by the public, because obviously they still stink and all that stuff, because obviously it's a box. But with the toys on the other hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see it.
Especially with the whole criminal database. Like, they are all connected through that criminal database. All.
These little guys. I don't want them anymore. Get rid of them. Get them out of here.
But for the longest time, I told people that Withered Foxy didn't get all the retrofitting that the Pumpkinpipe got. And that's why he can see through the mask. And everyone's like, Raven, you're stupid.
That makes so much sense, especially because it definitely seems like Mangle gets is the first one to replace one of them.
Yep.
Because of the drawings on the walls.
Also, you know what else we need to explain?
What?
Who put the fast talker in the FNAF 1 location? Who did that?
Oh, that was me. My bad.
Alright. The FNAF 2 movie lore terminal just didn't put that there.
I dropped it. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, no, because realistically, it shouldn't be there. Realistically.
Yeah, because it was on top of the rubble. If it was
And in
gonna be
perfect
there at all,
condition.
it should have been under the rubble.
Yeah, so it was.
Unless it was on the
very
roof.
weird place. But honestly, I think it could probably be explained by Michael after doing it.
Yeah, because he definitely seems like he's doing stuff in the background to try and.
Get them to freak on it.
Yeah.
Because I will say, Michael is still afraid of Charlie. Because when the girl gets turned into like the whatever, and
He has to run out of the building.
Yeah, he runs away.
He's like, oh! And then he takes 2 steps outside and he's like, welcome back, Charlie.
Yeah, so it's like he's still scared of her, but he wants her back. So he's obviously helpful.
My whole idea is if Charlie is in fact working with Mike, then he has to be doing some sort of weird drawing thing the way that his father did. But obviously that's going to need to be explained. Like, I could definitely see that happening, but
that kind of
Needs better explaining.
Yeah, especially the we're going to be victims, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like they need to explain a little bit more on that. Especially, Toy Bonnie is possibly the dumbest one there. I'm not gonna lie. You know why? This dude has a whole entire knife plot, and out of all the sharp objects, he gets a knife sharpener.
Is that what I thought it was a bread knife. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a bread knife.
No, that's one of those sharpening bars for knives.
It's even worse.
Out of all the things he could have grabbed, man.
Pat, I thought you were smart.
It's like, out of all the sharp objects, you grabbed that.
He's like, this one sharpens all the knives. That must mean that it's the sharpest. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I did not like Toy Freddy's voice. It was literally just FNAF AR Freddy's voice and a little bit of Glamrock Freddy's, and that's all it was.
I didn't mind it. I really didn't mind it.
It was a little too much.
It was very deep, but it.
I mean, my view is how bad it is compared to the others. So Toy Chica, high pitch, Toy Bonnie, high pitch, Toy Freddy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Toy Freddy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Toy Freddy. Welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
But I think his voice should have matched with the toys. I think that's my I agree, it should have been like a easy one where he was complaining about the games, but I think it still should have been high. I think it still should have been.
I'm just honestly surprised at how MatPat did his voice. Because I listened to that, and I completely forgot it was MatPat when I first heard it. And then they did more of Toy Bonnie right after that, and I was like, wait a second. This is supposed to be MatPat!
Yeah, no. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I think MatPat was the best of voice actors.
He sounded so different. It was honestly
I literally told my girlfriend, like, if you went to the movie, you knew nothing about, like, the FNAF 2 movie. Like, you knew what was happening, but you didn't know about any of the castings or anything. You would have never known that was that.
Yeah. Because I can honestly hear a little bit of Megan Fox through Chica. I can recognize, you know, that Toy Freddy's kind of did sound like, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on everything. Anyway, Toy Bonnie definitely did not sound like MatPat at all.
Yeah, no, MatPat did absolutely amazing. I do want to do a stream talking about the FNAF 2 movie or something for the podcast.
I mean, hey, if you can't find anyone better, I should be available.
He's like, everyone is going to be the hate me. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
Like, I should still criticize it, but everyone's like, this movie, everything sucks.
It was the worst movie ever. It might have even been worse than the first one. I've honestly seen a few of those takes, and I'm like, shut your mouth. You just like hating things.
Like, I feel just a lot of it. I feel like a lot of the hate was just because people were expecting a lot more and for it to solve things in the game. Because, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it. I kind of blame Emma Tammy and Jonathan for that.
Because they were like, this is gonna solve so much.
Yeah, when in reality it it gave some points, but really just like supporting everything out there. And maybe some context how the choice is. Otherwise, it really solves almost everything.
Yeah. That's why I didn't go into it with big expectations, and I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Exactly. That's the thing. And like with the FNAF one movie stuff, people hated it, had big expectations. But then like 2-3 months later, everyone's like, you know what, this movie isn't so bad. And that's exactly what's gonna happen again. People had big expectations for the FNAF 2 movie.
My big critique is it just needed to be longer.
Yeah.
It would have fixed most of the problems if it was longer. Like, we would have had more wizards. We would have had maybe a slightly better ending.
if they were going to use the Amazons in any way, shape, and/or form, after they disabled the withers, they should have brought the withers to the FNAF 1 location and then had a scene where the spirits possessed the withers, and then they went and helped. That's how it should have gone.
That would have been
If they were
good.
gonna do that.
That would have been good.
Instead of just saying, if you guys are here, you're gonna help Abby. They don't reply, that they just appear.
Yeah.
Like, where were they?
Vibing, hanging out.
Like,
Bye, Angel Theory.
because they're not in the room with Springtrap because we see that room. They're not in there.
Yeah.
So where were they?
They just... I don't know. Oh, but Springtrap looks so good. I know we didn't really get a good look at him, but what we could see, it looked peak.
Okay, I did get to see a really good look of him through an image. He looks almost 1-to-1.
Oh.
He
Yes.
almost looks 1-to-1.
Yes. Oh, yes. God, thank you.
Though there's one thing that I really want them to do, and it scares me for the FNAF 3 movie. I do not want them to be scared to put, like, the body parts in him and to also make it when he moves sound like there's, like, human body parts sloshing around.
I'm just wondering how they're going to do Matthew Lillard inside. You know? Like, are they just going to
I
have...
think they'll probably... Well...
Are they going to have him, like, take the mask off at any point and he's going to be a bloody mess? Or are they going to keep him inside there? Oh, wait. What if they do the what are...
rare screens?
Yeah, the rare screens, and he, like, opens his jaw, like, to get a good look at you or something during the movie? He gets all nice up and close there, and then he does something
you know what?
like
I can
this.
genuinely see it as a way that if Vanessa survives, what's going to end up happening is that he's going to do that to traumatize her. Just be like, you did this to me.
You did this!
Look at you! So skibbity! I made all of you! You're so festive! This holiday season!
You're so festive this holiday season.
Vanessa! You did this to me! But it's Christmas, so I forgive you!
Oh,
I
God.
love how I kind of hijacked your stream a little bit.
I mean, that's fine. We were talking about the FNAF movie. That's all I needed to... I wanted out of this. I guess
I
also...
did write down the code, by the way.
Oh, for the, what he puts into the
For
computer? Yeah,
Yeah, I did write down the code. I wrote it down.
Good, good, good. I did notice that in your notes. Because I was wondering if I should write that down.
4AE7XCD1.
Does that translate to anything?
I'll check. I
Okay.
can check. Imagine it's just like, Andrew's the special spirit. It does look like something. I will say it does. It looks like a familiar type of code to me.
It can't be hex because you said there's an X in there. So. Oh, but that does mean that the script that we got in the game in the movie was the one of
Where's
Abby
it going?
putting yeah, putting in the code. Right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's saying it's binary, which is weird.
Binary?
I'll check it.
Binary
I was
should
gonna
be...
say it looks like binary, but I mean 7 can appear.
In binary?
You know, nothing appeared though. Like you can get like letters and numbers out of binary.
Well, yeah, you can yeah. Like if you convert a letter to binary, it's like 01001 something, whatever.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know what that would like translating it to binary and then translating it back would how you could do that in order to get something.
I'll make notes in a Google Drive at some point, puzzle. Also, really quick, glitch singer. People are saying the FNAF 2 game happens in 1982. That's because of the movie. FNAF 2 opens in 1982, but I want to say it's right here, right now. A lot of the movie cannot be used in the games.
Yes.
A lot of it can't. We know
it.
that FNAF 2 does not open until 87. We know that the first Freddy Fazbear's location doesn't open until 83. The only reason why it's 1982 is because that's the year Charlie dies in the Silver Eyes. That's the only reason why.
And they didn't want to introduce Fredbear's just yet.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna like get a Fredbear at any time soon, it's gonna be in FNAF 3 sister location. I honestly, I feel like what's gonna end up happening is that FNAF 3 is gonna kind of like give a hint to it. FNAF sister location's gonna kind of like show it a lot, like get it in motion, and then the FNAF 4 game is when we'll, or not game, the movie is when we'll see it. The FNAF 4 movie.
Dude, I keep doing that too, where I want to say movie, but I accidentally say game, or vice versa.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like UCN references too.
There's a ton.
Like, dude, the whole time I was like, I swear to God, if people think that this movie means anything to the games, I'm so cooked, because then this means that Charlie's the vengeful spirit flat through.
No, it's not Charlie. It's Fiona.
Shut up. Terminal. Also, inside the box was marbles, a mirror, Garrett's plane, and a book.
Yes.
I genuinely wonder if what's inside the FNAF 4 box is items from the MCI. As trophies.
It just feels like a lame answer. How would those be the pieces put together, in my opinion? Or, like...
When you think about it, it would be like a cliffhanger to enter, because technically, you put the pieces together, you get entered. / Molten Freddy.
But then that would imply that FNAF 4 was never meant to be the end.
I think Scott knew that. I mean, he left it on a cliffhanger on purpose.
That's what I'm saying! I say that like every few months, and everyone's like, FNAF 4 was definitely going to be the end. And I'm like, no! No!
I think when he was releasing the image teasers, it was. But then it changed. I think it was going to.
But here's the thing. If he's releasing the images at that time, and then he introduces the box in that game, where at that point in the planning, he was expecting to have the box open, right? Only after the game came out was he like, actually, we're going to keep the box closed, and we're going to continue the story. If he was to open the box, then that would give us a question of why are these items important, which would then be answered later when we get entered, right? But it just seems like they can't both work together. If it was originally supposed to always end with 4, and the box was supposed to open, that still leaves us with a huge question. But if there was always going to be a continuation after 4, but the box was going to be closed, then the box not being a part of entered is weird, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I think with everything in FNAF 4, it is connected to the MCI a lot. Oh yeah, you know one thing that made me upset? I wish that they would have done. As a little teaser reveal, it would have been so funny if Circus Baby's eyes were blue, and then they looked at Vanessa as a way to be like, Vanessa's Elizabeth in this universe.
That's why I think a lot of people are discussing what if the eyes are blue or not, you know? Because I think I saw...
I'm looking at the scene right now.
I think I saw Dual Process looked at it and it looked blue. But I've seen a lot of people say green. And that's why I had the unhinged thought that Scott released 2 versions of the movie.
They're green, but they glow a light blue.
Okay.
It looks like they're like a green, but they glow a light blue with a light string.
That's what I thought I noticed too, because they start off blue, but then as the bulb inside gets brighter, it seems to turn more of a add more yellow to the color.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry. I love how in the flashbacks, right? Vanessa's like, "I'm not scared of you anymore." William just stands there, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." It's like, dude, that was the world's weakest attempt I've ever seen.
He just sits there and aura farms, and then she gets scared.
Do you think Baby's eye changed from blue to green with what you guys said, or do you think that was a big part? I think it was.
Get in the ball! There we go. I can throw fine. It's that they don't want to stay in the ball. You. Why are you just sitting in the corner? This dude's just sitting here.
Yeah, no, it looks like they're green, and then when the lights turn on, they turn blue because of the light.
Oh, I thought it was the other way. I thought they first turn on, they look blue, and then as the whatever bulb it is inside of her eyes heats up, it adds more yellow to it, making them green.
I just got the most perfect image in the world of her lights activating to look blue. Oh my god. I just sent it to you.
Yeah, those bad boys look blue.
Yeah, that's when her eyes activate, like the light.
But I think if you go like literally 2 seconds later, whatever the eyes, the white part starts
turn, they start turning. Yeah.
They start.
She looks creepy.
Yeah. They did really good with Circus Baby. I've
seen an image of I think Elizabeth Lale just sitting there, right next to it, and like it is ginormous.
I mean, she's what, 6 foot
like
tall?
Yeah, and dude, she looks like a little toddler next to that thing. Like, dude, honestly, I want to see a picture of the actress for Abby sitting next to that thing. I want to see that. Like, Elizabeth Lale is tall, and she looks like a little kid compared to Circus Baby. I want to know what, like, Abby looks like next to that thing.
So they already have Circus Baby done and Springtrap. What else are they gonna?
They've already modeled Pelora too.
What else are they gonna need to make for FNAF 3?
I feel like for FNAF 3, if they're gonna do anything, I feel like FNAF 3 is the best time to tease the nightmares with the phantoms.
That would be pretty good.
I think that, and I think maybe the other two is fun times in some way.
Do you think they'll make the phantoms actual props, or do you think they'll CGI them since they're ghostly?
If they CGI it, it's chopped.
Circus Baby 7'2". Oh my god. I knew she was tall. I knew she was gonna tower over me if she existed in real life.
Honestly, I could see Lefty in FNAF 3. I could see that. Like in an ends credit capturing the puppet. I could see that.
I mean, they still don't have... Ooh, there's something back here. They still have to deal with the puppet in some way. So I feel like Henry might have a plan for the puppet, which would be Lefty.
Mm-hmm. Also, the security breach mention was funny.
It just flashing on the screen.
Yeah, it's like, Toy Chica looking into a crowd, which makes me honestly feel like that what they were trying to tell us there is that in the game, it's literally just like Gregory like hacking in or whatever. Or like Vanessa or something hacking in.
Yeah, it could mean that that he's getting a notification about something completely different from anything in the crowd.
Yeah, and that's why he starts like tweaking and stuff like that. And that's probably what happened to the others too.
I know it's a very small detail, but it's something that I feel like I don't think I noticed an answer for. Mike, like, was struggling to take care of Abby in the first movie, and now he owns a home.
Yeah.
I don't think... Do they give an explanation? Because the best that I can come up with, like, context clues is that Doug somehow, being the best lawyer that he is, just said, hey, I'm going to get you money somehow. From
like
almost dying.
Or he did end up gaining a job. I think he probably did end up gaining one. Because
Oh.
it does take place 2 years after the first movie.
Right.
And, you know, this is before the tragic economy collapse of the grand 2025.
True. Or the 2008 housing crisis.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Or-
I think it's very possible that it could have been... But yet again, who the hell could he sue?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, if this is like the lawyer managed to get him a huge boatload of cash, who is he suing? William's dead, and he doesn't know Henry before that point.
And it's like, all right, MCI, I'm taking you to court.
It's Mrs. Afton. It's Mrs. Afton. She owns the establishment again.
I mean, thinking at the current moment, I don't think Fazbear Entertainment's really existing in this timeline right now. Like, at the current point, I don't think they really exist or play that much of a factor at the current moment. Because,
Yeah.
like, it's been 2 abandoned locations. There's no other locations. And every single time we've seen an animatronic that could be from another location, it's from a flashback.
Yeah, definitely seems like Fazbear is... poor Fazant. He doesn't exist in the movies anymore.
I think the last that Fazbear Entertainment existed was FNAF 1. And then I think they're kind of dead right now. Because after, you know, William got completely murdered.
Yeah, he was like the last thing holding it together to try and I think that's definitely backed up by the fact that the people who find Springtrap are like, yep, this place is getting demolished next week.
I'm a little worried that the FNAF 3 movie might take place way too fast afterwards.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like, they need to explain that ghost girl so much. The ghost hunter girl that gets possessed. Because why does she essentially die, but Abby doesn't? And I have a theory that it has to do with the music box. Like, one's an exorcism, one's the spirit leaving. And, you know, when a spirit leaves on its own, it typically kills someone that they're possessing.
It like saps some of their life force to be more powerful.
Yeah. But, like, with Abby, I feel like it was more of an exorcism. Like, I definitely think Scott took, like, some hints from, like, Conjuring and stuff like that.
This is a dumb idea, but my thought was maybe it has something to do with, like, the fact that Abby, once she comes out of the whole puppet scenario, she, like, gasps for breath. So my thought process was, like, the puppet's already dead. She's not going to remember to breathe, maybe. So poor Abby, for the short amount of time that she's under the puppet's influence, is not breathing, or not breathing nearly as much as she needs to be. And because What's-Her-Face was under the influence for much longer, she's just dead. She dead as hell.
Oh, yeah, also, I do want to say, I think it also gives more reason as to why the Marionette's hostile to just a random person in the games.
Yes. She said.
Like,
Go.
Like, honestly, because one thing that, like, you and I and many other theorists have had an issue with is, like, if Charlie is only trying to help people, and is so aware, too, why is she actively trying to kill random night guards?
She just has a problem with all the adults.
You know what it feels like?
Hmm.
Friday the 13th.
I don't think I saw that one. That's the one with the...
Basically, as a kid, Jason was like, you know, like the adults didn't pay attention, so he ended up dying. So then he comes back years later and just like kills any adult that dares step into the Camp Crystal Lake.
I was completely not remembering the right franchise at all. I thought Friday the 13th was Freddy Krueger.
I'm gonna kill you.
No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid.
But honestly, I think in terms of the toys and the marionette, I think it's really nicely explained. I think that solves that. I would agree there.
Yeah.
I don't think the toys are possessed. I think they're controlled by the marionette through the same database that they're all connected through, which is the criminal database. The wizards don't look for, you know, the criminal part. They just look to see if you're an animatronic.
Because they're not as advanced.
Exactly. And
Foxy was the first one to get replaced, so he's more broken. He just looks for something that moves.
And the reason why the puppet wants to kill any night guard is because the last thing that Charlie felt was rage. And boom, there we go. That explains FNAF 2 really well in my eyes. I think the wizards are still, you know, very much obviously the MCI. But at the same time, the movie does a very good job at showing the limit that spirits have when it comes to controlling the animatronic.
Yeah.
Because, like, if Abby didn't, you know, disable those features, the whole movie essentially wouldn't have happened. Vanessa would have died, Abby would have died, and that would have been it.
There's also just, if the spectral scoopers didn't come by and accidentally turn off the music box, none of the toys would have gotten activated.
Yep. Marionette would have never been out of the box. Like, all of that is like, it does show the limitations of the animatronics. And I think that's what FNAF 2 is trying to tell us as a story, and FNAF 3 even more so.
Yeah. Something that Fazbear Entertainment pointed out to me is that in the first movie, they point out that all the older versions were spring lock suits. And that's why Toy Chica is a spring lock. And I was like, oh, I didn't catch that.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
I think in the games universe, that means obviously Fredbear's and the first Freddy's location, they were all spring locks. And then they were still spring locks in the 85 location, but then when all the stuff happened, that's when they started getting replaced, and then that's why we have the wizards. They were being replaced and retrofitted, essentially.
Oh boy, does that mean that Cryo was right? I think he has I think he has a theory saying that the wizards used to be spring lock suits.
I could see it. I mean, regardless, at one point or another, I mean, the classics were spring locks, regardless of how they were. Because otherwise there'd be no reason for the 85 location to be like, yeah, we're not using spring locks anymore, guys, so we're going to give you just some tracking keys for now until we replace them. And then the MCI happened and the place got closed, and then they retrofitted them with the Endo 2 and some were further along than others. And yeah, which I also found it interesting that when I started looking at the Endo 2, it does look somewhat similar to a spring lock, minus that.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have to give it a look. Thank you, Mio, for the 5 members.
Yes, the classics at one point in the game were more than likely spring locks. At one point. They're definitely not in FNAF 1 and definitely not in FNAF 2. But before that, they most certainly would. Otherwise, thered be no reason for them to essentially stop using the 85 animatronics.
So, like, into the pit, they would be spring locks.
Yeah, which makes sense, because also, what does a kid get stuck in into the pit game?
Oh, yeah, because you need the screwdriver to save the kid.
Yeah.
Mega Brain. I'm getting my ass whooped here. Hang on.
And it also explains why they allow Golden Freddy / Fredbear in the back area.
Yippee. There's another.
You think they were spring locks when Eggman was doing them? Probably. I mean, they definitely weren't finished. But they were probably planned to.
That's probably something that we can look at. I mean, I think we find Endo 01s in that little secret area
Yeah, but they're also missing a lot of parts too.
True.
So who knows? And like the Endo 1 is also the Endo 2, which would also be a spring lock. So it feels like an evolution type thing.
Which could be why there's an old spring lock inside his closet.
Yep.
He was working on them bad boys. Why does this guy keep following me? I haven't been paying attention to the Pokemon lore.
That or maybe, well, also, like, I know Edwin didn't want to make spring locks too. I know that too.
Because Fiona was like, these things might be unsafe. And then she died.
Yeah.
And then he said, I gotta listen to every word that my wife said before she died.
And like, he was also like, what the fuck is this change order?
Yeah.
And I think that change order was to make them spring locks.
Makes sense.
Because everything that's down there is spring locks. I mean, you have 4 spring locks down there.
Yep. Fredbear, Spring Bonnie, Monty, and Bub. I was about to be like the 4th one.
So the way I see it is that, like, timeline wise, 1983 Freddy Fazbear's opens with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy with spring locks in them. It goes good for 2 years. 1985 rolls around. There's multiple simultaneous spring lock failure at another location owned by Fazbear Entertainment. They're like, okay, these are a little too dangerous, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna take the animatronics that are on stage that have spring locks. We're gonna, remove the spring locks and put new endos in them. In the meantime, here's some crappy costumes for our employees to wear to fill in the gaps. And then the MCI happened. The place got shut down, and 2 years, and then during that 2-year downtime, they were just working on replacing the spring locks and retrofitting them, but they didn't go too well, especially with Withered Foxy. So they made the toys, and then FNAF 2 happens. They have the Endo 2s, which look similar to spring locks, but have some slight differences. And then later on, they completely are able to remove the spring locks fully with the Endo 1s.
Oh, that's really nice, Mio. That someone paid for your stuff.
That's a huge W. Also, Harrison, I would agree because the Chica designs that Fiona makes literally has Toy Chica's color palette, even with the pink pants. I do think that the toys were Fiona's designs in some way. Maybe not to a T. Like, I think they're definitely going to be like the suits that we see. But like they were repurposed to be animatronics.
So what you're saying is Toy Chica is Fiona.
Technically all the toys are Fiona's design, I think.
Sounds like another win for Vengeful Fiona, in my opinion.
Why do you keep sounding like Donald Trump? I'm gonna start calling you Donald Trump.
I don't know. When I want to sound stupid, that's the voice that comes out. It's just naturally that one. Oh man. Vengeful Fiona. She's so vengeful.
Also, another thing that I find interesting about the games and the movie is that there's gonna be 4 Afton kids, and in terms of the games timeline, Vanessa from the games being a Afton child makes perfect sense. It doesn't contradict anything because she's not born until 1997.
Wait, that's true.
So we would have never seen her anyways. She would have still been a kid by the time a lot of things were happening in the later timeline, like food and stuff as well.
And now we know
Or
from the
just becoming
movie.
an adult.
And now we know from the movie that it only takes about 2 years for Springtrap to go from nice, clean-looking yellow to green and disgusting.
Yeah, that I honestly, here's the weird thing. I think in terms of 30 years, the FNAF 3 movie should be in 2012 if they go from 1982.
You think they're gonna?
That's the only way it can make sense.
You're gonna do a times. They're gonna do a time skip.
I think if they're gonna keep the 30-year aspect of Springtrap, I think either 2012 or 2017, because the MCI happens in 1987 in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
2012 or 2017 is when 30 years should be. Unless they're just hiding another incident from us, and it's gonna make me upset.
I mean, Fazent was pointing out that Fiona, or not Fiona. God, I got Fiona on the brain. Vanessa was trying to stop Charlie because she knows what's happening in the back. So William's already been doing this at least enough for Vanessa to find out and not want her friend to get killed.
That or it was just a plan that William told Vanessa to keep anyone from going in.
True.
Like, it could go either way. Because we do know that William very much did manipulate Vanessa into doing what he wanted. So it very well could have been, hey, I'm going to dress up in this yellow animatronic suit. If you see me take a kid, do not let anyone follow me or I will kill you.
Yeah.
Like, and especially since it was a failed attempt too, by the way. I think that might have been his first ever attempt at something like that in the movie universe. Like, honestly, every single time that there's a failed, like, MCI or something like that, I'm calling him Little Timmy just because of the fact that it's literally Little Timmy described. Like...
Crap.
Eric grew up in his Michael Afton. No.
I'm glad you're also reading that.
No. Harrison, we need to wrap it up. Alright, we need to go home.
I think you need to rewatch the first movie. There's something in there that's gonna tell you that Garrett is not Michael.
Yeah.
and it's that they are in fact different characters.
Like, I think if Garrett is gonna end up being any Afton, it's gonna be Crying Child, and that's it.
At this point, I don't think he's gonna be an Afton. I think it was
I don't either.
just gonna be something that he wanted to get back. No, I can't even say it's to get back at Henry anymore. Now we have Henry. So I don't know why
Honestly,
this kid was selected.
I don't think Garrett matters anymore. FNAF 1 was about Michael moving on from his traumas, and FNAF 2 was about Vanessa moving on from her traumas. I don't think Garrett's gonna matter anymore.
I think them continuing to show that airplane is showing that there is at least some sort of importance with him.
I think he's gonna be relegated to that airplane.
It's just going to be an airplane, and we're not going to find out anything about. Wow, this room is making me very.
I feel like if we do, it's definitely gonna be something with FNAF 4 or Sister Location, because like with FNAF 3, unless he returns in some way, I don't think he's around like that.
I mean, he could like if we do get a FNAF 4, similar to the books, he could be trapped
He's
in some
Rory.
sort of nightmare. Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking Garrett may be movie Toy Shink. I'm all in. So, Omnisoap, did you see FNAF 2? There's something called a Golden Freddy kid who's like, I can't hold him anymore. So when I leave, he's gonna activate.
He's gonna come back. He kept muttering while we kept him in the back room, saying, "I always come back," and now he's gonna come back.
But yeah, no. Omnisoap. It's very heavily implied Golden Toy Shink in FNAF 2 movie.
Well, it also
Which
kind of
honestly,
seems like puppet Toy Shink, or at least vengeful.
I mean, one thing that I do find interesting is that she treats Vanessa like she treats William in UCM. Doesn't mind killing her, but doesn't hate her.
You need to stay out of my way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think that that's because she has different goals in those situations. One situation, she is vengeful in the fact that she wants to get revenge on some of the adults that wronged her in the past. The other one is she's not angry at William. She just needs him to get out of the way. That way she can try and put the vengeful spirit to rest.
I mean, the thing is, because we also know that that Charlie is in UCN in some aspect.
Golden
Game.
Freddy Kid is a Kelsey, so he's a projection.
I mean, honestly, I think what the movie is just telling us is that Golden Toy Shink and, you know, Charlie is important to that vengeful plot line. I wouldn't be surprised in the movies if she ends up being the vengeful spirit, but yet again, I'm pretty sure UCN happened in between FNAF 1 and 2.
That just seems kind of like that I also see, but like it seems kind of dumb and lame that it only happened for 2 years, because then that kind of means that if we could take anything about that information and apply it to the games, that would mean that between Follow Me and FNAF 3 is UCN.
I mean, the way I see it, after FFPS, 2 years later, that's when the story starts to kick up again.
Oh, I need a damn Challengers ticket. God damn it. I was wondering why he was shaking his head. I wasn't reading.
And you want to know something interesting?
What?
If you believe FFPS 2023, I have a theory coming out soon that I'm very confident in about security breaches in place in the timeline, which is 2025. If you believe that, that is exactly 2 years apart from each other.
I kind of like that, especially since Fazet recently has been like, no, it's not 2030 something, because it's just a stock asset with a Fazbear logo slapped on it.
Yeah, no, it also lines up with 2018, but it can't be 2018 because AR takes place in 2019. We know that.
Yep.
So the way I see it is that if FFPS is either FFPS happens in between 2015 and 2019, or it's happening in 2023, and 2 years later, we get like security breach and all that. And then UCN took place for 2 years, from 2023 to 2025.
Makes sense. Matches the games. Or, I mean, the movie. God, I'm going to do that forever now.
Oh, yeah, no, we all are. Now, I'm not going to share everything about the theory, but I will say Vanessa's age is very important to figuring out that place in the timeline. It is ridiculous.
Oh, here's a bench. Hell yeah. Yeah, isn't she like 20-something by the time of AR?
I mean, okay, so what it was like 2019 minus 1997. I believe she is, 22. She'd be turning 23.
Yeah.
Because it's at the end of the year, and that's the age she's turning.
Big
So
brain.
if we did 2025 minus 1997, she would be 28 years old, maybe 29, but probably 28. Which is 6 years later. And the thing is that those are emails that weren't used, but the only reason I'm going to use them is because it even lines up with things we do get, like Nessie 97.
Aren't they also... Maybe I shouldn't say these next words. Aren't they also in Tug 2.0?
So, you want to die. Was Dream Vanessa a younger actress than the first flashback Vanessa? Yeah, they had two different actresses. They had modern and kid Vanessa.
That question might be saying the one where she's dreaming and the one where we see her talking to Charlotte at the very beginning are two separate ones.
No, I think they're the same.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Well, that or they might be like just slightly older than one another. I don't know. Do you have a William film age? Old as balls.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard's age, 55.
I would say William in this timeline is definitely in his mid to late 40s, not early 50s.
I'm saying
he's any older than that.
I'm saying he's at least close to his actual real life age, because if we do that, then there's a possibility that Edwin is in the movie's universe.
But you know what's messed up about that then?
Huh.
So that would mean that if he's like, let's say he's 55, he would be born in 1955. Pat's stupid Great Depression theory would almost be able to work. It's off by like a couple, but it's close.
But it does put, if he's born in the 50s, that puts him in his 20s by the 70s. I don't think he's gonna be able to do this.
I do genuinely think that the way the movies are gonna go, there's no way William is 32 in the films. That dude's already got gray hair. Gordon Ramsay doesn't even have gray hair. And that dude's tweaking out every day. I think he's 32 now. Yeah, I genuinely think they teased a lot of different FNAF stories that they could do in the future. Because I genuinely think they're not going to stop doing FNAF movies until they do. I genuinely think that's going to end up happening.
I believe it. They only got Matthew Lillard on for 3, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to eventually get more.
Yeah. Because and the thing is, Matthew Lillard seems to be enjoying this a lot.
Oh, he loves it. I feel like
so
the only...
I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, hey, do you want to appear again for future movies? Probably immediately.
I feel like the only one who, like, even remotely seems like they're not enjoying it is maybe Josh Hutcherson. But I still think he enjoys it. He just doesn't know the lore. People ask him lore questions, and he's like, I don't know.
Like, I think he enjoys it. I think he's having fun with it. I mean, because you see videos of, like, him and Elizabeth Lale and the actress for Abby all, you know, playing on the set and stuff like that and messing around. Like, he's having fun.
Yeah.
He just doesn't understand the lore that much, so he might not enjoy the fans as much.
Yeah. People ask him, like, lore deep questions. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm just doing my job.
If I had one question for Josh Hutcherson, literally all it would be is just, have you ever played the FNAF games? Like, have you played any of them? Or is this like or what was your first exposure to it? That's what it would be. What was your first exposure to FNAF?
I kind of want to know that too. Cause where's my Pokemon? Oh, there we go. Because there's no way that he just said yes to this without not knowing what it is at all, right?
I mean, there's a chance. I mean, if I need money, I do.
Anything? Sorry.
Yeah, sign me up for 50 Shades of Grey, man. I don't care.
Because I think Matthew Lillard also said yes. I think I saw him do an interview or something where he was like, yeah, I said yes, and then I said that in front of one of my kids. And then my kid, like, freaked out. Which is, like, fair. If my mom came to me and was like, hey, I got a role on the FNAF movie, I'd be like, you did what?
Yeah, right. Like, odds are, I feel like a lot of them were probably just, like, they saw it. Like, I feel like Josh definitely saw it growing up.
I'll be right back.
Because Josh is still
my
pretty young.
Just died. Yeah, he's like 30-something, 32.
Yeah, so, like, there's a very good chance that he saw FNAF growing up.
Yeah.
Like, right towards the end of when he was about to be an adult, he saw that.
I'll be right back. I need another controller. This one's dead.
All right, time to get terminal ban, guys. Here we go.
No!
Whatever happened to Aunt Jane's body in the first movie, they do not elaborate. Aunt Jane is brought up one time in the movie, and it's because that she did something, whether it was her getting her shit smacked or being killed or whatever by an animatronic, that sparked up Faz Fest again. That is the only time she's brought up. It's like, there's a lot of things that weren't elaborated on. And that I can kind of see why people dislike the movie. But, like, whatever. You know? Hey, Fazent.
Okay.
She was sent to a ward, right? I feel like that was mentioned. Aunt Jane was sent to a ward? Am I missing something?
Huh? What am I missing?
Omnisoap is saying that that they think Aunt Jane was sent to a ward.
Oh no, they did mention that in the movie.
Did they?
Yeah. They said that she wrote like a whole story about her experience in the first movie, and then for some reason just got sent to a ward because I think her movie her story made her sound absolutely insane. Like, it made her a ton of money.
Dude, did we get the same version? Because the only time Aunt Jane was brought up in mine was just saying that she did something that sparked up FazFest again. It was never elaborated in the version I watched.
I think that's the scene where they say she goes to the ward.
Yeah, no, they never said that.
I gotta connect this.
I didn't get that in my movie. Wait, did they what? Did I get a cut version of the FNAF 2 movie at my movie theater? Hold on, I'm running to the cinema to check. Yeah, let me know, Omnisoap.
Hold on, I need to. Controllers. Search for controllers. Find this one. Find it.
It was Jeremiah who said she was in the ward. Yeah, no, I never got that on mine. Jeremiah was barely in the FNAF 2 movie. Like, he appeared like 3 times. One in the beginning, and like to pick up Vanessa, and then to clothesline Michael. Yeah, no, he never said that in mine. He was just like, yeah, so you going on a date with Vanessa? You know, I don't mean to say anything, but she's got like crazy eyes.
I swear, if my theory that there's 2 versions of this movie going around is true, I'm going to lose my mind. I said that as a joke.
Like, that did not get said in mine. That did not. Like.
Okay. the controller setup, the old Switch one and the new one. Yippee!
Yeah, no. What Mike said to Jeremiah in mine in the beginning was just, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to move on from it. He never said anything about Aunt Jane.
I'm gonna have to. I am almost certain that Fazan is correct, and it's in that scene where Jeremiah shows up and. He calls Vanessa crazy, but he also says that Aunt Jane got sent to the not the morgue. Not the morgue.
Yeah, no. That was never said in mine. Yeah, I was writing down notes religiously. Like, I have 5 pages of notes. I even had my girlfriend like help me out every now and then.
Aunt Jane is dead? No, I don't think Aunt Jane is dead. I think she just got removed from the picture. I'm actually going to lose my mind if there are 2 versions of this damn movie. This one.
Yeah, no, he just, no, for me, in mine, Jeremiah just said, so what's going on with everything? You know, like, how did that all just turn out? And Mike said, I just don't want to talk about it, and so does Abby. Aunt Jane is never brought up there. Like, Jeremiah is very, like, beat around the bush with it in the one I watched.
There's no shot. You're messing with me. There's not actually 2 versions. No.
Dude, I would have written that down in my notes so immediately quick.
There's not 2. No, no, don't say it's no.
I have 5 pages of notes from this movie. I do have the FNAF stage popcorn bucket, though, and Toy Freddy sipper. I am not gaslighting. Why does everyone always think I'm gaslighting all the time? Why does everyone think that?
It's easier than believing what you say sometimes.
Look, everyone's always like, Raven, you're gaslighting. Like, I'm not gaslighting because I'm genuinely that dumb or that genuinely happened to me.
Now I'm genuinely wondering if there are 2 versions, Raven.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if my movie theater just fucked up somehow.
Could be.
So did Golden Freddy put on Jane in a headlock until she passed out? Considering we heard one thud, he probably just was, you know, like, I'm sorry, Aunt Jane, but I have to punch you now.
I'm sorry,
It's
little
nothing
one.
personal. Mike Tyson. I'm sorry, Aunt Jane.
I'm
But
sorry,
you know it
Aunt
has to
Jane.
be done. And then it's just, wait, what? Who the fuck are you? Just smacked immediately. So did they have green eyes, green light, or are we still unsure? It looks like when her lights go up, they're blue, but in the scene, like before that, they're. But it's hard to tell because it is weird lighting.
I'm telling you, there's two movie versions. One of them has blue eyes. One of them has green eyes.
Well, no, Terminal, look at what I sent you.
I know. I saw what you sent me, but like some people are like swearing they saw green eyes, and some people are swearing they saw blue.
You know what? Hold on, I'm going into Canva right now and we're color picking this shit. Hold on.
And this is the
ever so slightest bit.
This is the entire reason why I made the joke that there are 2 versions of this movie, is that people are getting 2 versions because they're seeing different eye colors. And now there's apparently missing portions of your movie.
I'm gonna look at Canva right now. I'm gonna color pick this shit.
You're like, I gotta be right. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is actually an incredibly dark blue, but it could be because of the lighting. But it is on the complete it's kind of closer to like, it's like a dark cyan. It's like a navy blue.
You're looking at the picture that you sent in Discord, right?
Yeah.
Where is?
And then when her eyes light up, I'll tell y'all what the hex code for that one is really quick. Yeah, it's just a very light blue.
Oh god, not that one. This one. It's blue. It looks blue.
I think it's blue. I think it's blue.
Interesting. Interesting. Which means that the tear streaks on the puppet being there is there for a reason. Which means something has already possessed the puppet by the time of the FNAF 2 movie.
That or it's just Scott being too lazy to make 2 versions of the same animatronic.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I could so see Scott be like, look, we got one. This shit's so expensive. Let's just roll with this one.
They quite clearly set up the idea that that somehow Charlotte's mother is tied to this. God.
I think Charlie's mother just sucks.
Raven just doesn't want anything to do with Vengeful Fiona to be true. He's like, I hate fun and whimsy.
I'm going... No. I'm going to be a hater until it's actually proven. Like, okay, like, don't get me wrong, there's evidence for it, but your biggest issue is stuff within UCN itself.
I don't know what you're talking about. I see no issues. It's a perfect theory. It is the best theory.
Stop lying. Stop your lying.
You sent me a picture with baby with no
we
lighting.
have that.
Well, he might have sent a better one.
Wait a minute. I just realized something. Hold on. FNAF 2 movie. Circus baby. There's an image.
Oh.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Are they
boop.
green?
This is what Fazet sent me with
Oh, guys,
the
I'm gonna
actress.
make all of you so upset. I'm gonna make all of yeah, the actress. It's green.
They do look
It's
green.
the lighting. It's green. But they glow blue. I just sent you the image terminal.
I'm looking at Fazets! God.
1v1 me. It's green.
Turning it off just so I don't accidentally leak anything.
So it's green and they turn blue.
Oh, yours is
It's
clearer.
green and they turn blue.
Yours is clearer. How did you guys send me the same image and one is blurrier? These definitely do look green though.
Don't question my sources, just know that I have them. Don't question my sources, just know that I have them. But you see what I mean?
This
Like,
isn't
she
the
looks
same
like a
image.
little
She's
kid.
looking in a different location, in a different direction. But yeah, she looks tiny! Tiny!
Like, that is definitely a 7'2", if not an 8-foot tall animatronic, dude.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot,
8
punch.
foot. So, okay, this is gonna make my video kind of confusing to explain, because I'm gonna be like, okay, so her eyes are green, but they glow blue. So obviously this means Elizabeth is involved somehow, but at the same time they're blue. But bear with me, guys.
It could just mean that the animatronic changing whenever it's possessed is not going to be something that is important to the movies.
I don't think it will be.
Um,
I'm still gonna use it for evidence, though.
but it could also mean that Elizabeth already exists. It's one of two ways if they are green. It's either Scott is not doing this whole color change thing during the movies, and we're just gonna have to live with it, or Elizabeth.
That or it could just be that just like the lights in her eyes are blue.
That too. Well, they definitely seem yellow.
Well, they start blue, and then as they really illuminate, they stay that kind of bluish hue, but the whites turn like a really yellowish red.
Yeah, which I don't know what kind of light bulb is gonna start blue and then turn into yellow. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but
wait, what happens if I put like a yellow light through like a green lens? What color do I get?
probably like a lime green if I'm.
Through a green lens. Let's see. What do you say? You get a greenish yellow. So it wouldn't even be like, oh, the blue part's like a lens or something. Like,
Damn it. I feel like this circus baby is going to be the hot topic for a while.
oh yeah,
There,
also
Vanessa
in
Bogart
that
Elizabeth
video,
is
I'm
dead.
going to be recording my first ever IRL kind of vid. Which
Yo!
I'm for.
Yo! You got a mask finally, or you
No, I'm just using like a half face mask that's black, like one of the COVID ones.
Ah, I see. I see.
And I also got the FNAF 2 movie poster just for that.
You're one of the guys who I saw on TikTok just run out the door with the
Yeah,
giant
this is the purple guy, dude.
sprinting out the door with the giant cardboard movie thing.
Dude, I'm not even joking. If I was literally like actually going to, if they had cardboard cutouts, I was actually gonna grab one and run with it. I genuinely was. But my theater didn't fucking have any, and it made me so upset. So I did meet some really cool people. I met someone who knew T-Dreads, and he didn't recognize me at first. He was like, yeah, that dude's a T-Dreads fan. I was like, no, I know T-Dreads, man. And then he looked at me, looked confused for a second, and then his face glue up. Like, wait a minute.
He's like, hang on a second.
He was like, wait a minute, I know that voice.
Bro, I'm so horrible when it comes to public interactions. There was a group of huge FNAF fans at the screening, and I think they were talking about T-Dreads, but I didn't say anything. I was like, you don't get to know who I am.
I'm not even joking. So the next time I'm on a T-Dread stream, I'm going to mention that, and I hope that dude's in chat. I didn't say who I was, but I think he knew.
He'll figure out soon. I need a bench. I need a bench to sit on. And then once...
Yeah, no, I met a lot of cool... There were a lot of people in cosplays. There was someone in, like, a Toy Chica outfit. There was someone in, like, a Mango one, like a Funtime Foxy one.
My theater was lame. We didn't have any cosplays.
The person sitting next to me had, like, the world's biggest fucking, like, Glamrock Freddy YouTube's plush I've ever seen.
I'm sorry, somebody said that Vengeful Fiona was problematic? Huh?
I agree. Vengeful Fiona is problematic.
Fazant, you need to send me that video. I am making sure I destroy that. My #1 goal is to destroy this person. Vengeful Fiona is peak, and everyone knows it. It's the best theory.
Nah, Vengeful Crying Child is peak and everyone knows it, and it's the best theory.
No. Because we'll care.
William does not care.
Have you seen the movie? He says, I care. I care about you.
Yeah, as he pulls out a knife. I love you, pulls out a knife and starts charging you.
No. He's just making a sandwich. That's all.
He's just making a sandwich. He's making a remnant sandwich.
He's making a Vanessa sandwich.
I love how, like, when the FNAF community doesn't like something about a female character, the first thing they go to is that the theory's misogynistic. when they don't have any actual counter evidence, they just go, it's misogynistic.
How is it misogynistic to make the most important character in the FNAF franchise a woman?
Littles did they know. Calling something misogynistic when it's not misogynistic might be misogynistic.
Am I dumb?
No, I mean, yes, you are, but...
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
You are. However...
Who's looking at me? You are.
I'm sorry, when I saw that Toy Chica was a spring lock, the look on my face wasn't of like, oh, that's cool. It was of, what the hell are we doing, guys?
I was wondering the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait a second. Why are the toys spring locks all of a sudden?
But then when you look back at like the FNAF 1 movie, and you look at it in a factor of like, it does tell us some things about the game, but there's a lot that we just can't. It's a really nice movie.
It's a really good movie. I love the movie so much. That was not.
I like the movie. The way they revealed Circus Baby was peak.
That just the beginning part of the movie where it's Charlotte before she dies. So much information out of that. So much theory crafting possibilities.
Oh yeah.
Genuinely don't know. They also said Will Care was problematic too, though. So you win some, you lose some. I mean, Will Care is problematic. So.
I mean, yeah, that one actually kind of is problematic.
Depending on how far you take it, I guess. Because you could say that he cares about his kids, but not in like the I care about my kids by loving them. He's like, I care about my kids because I want to use them as tools for my, remnant experiments.
Like I've said this, William cares about his kids not in the fact of protecting them or actually loving them, but in the fact that they're essentially trophy children.
Yes. Wait, that's true.
Like that's the extent of Will Care that I believe. is that if he does care about his kids, it's definitely not because he loves them. It's because he sees them as trophies to use for things that he wants.
Me when I have kids and I I want to use them to, I don't know, make myself a better person. Seems so much smart and fun in front of my friends.
And honestly, I would find it so funny if Vanessa didn't know about Elizabeth. So when she appears, Mike's like, "Why did you tell me about this?" She's like, "I promise you this time, I genuinely didn't know."
Genuinely, no idea that this one existed.
Like, that would be so funny. I promise you this time, I had no clue, man.
That would be really funny.
He cares about them only to boost his reputation. Yeah, I can see that, considering that that's all he cares about is his reputation. The DCI does not exist in the movie, Fazan. Stop coping. Go home.
Fazet, you did just you did just admit it publicly. Wait a second.
Yeah, no, wait a minute.
Wait. Do you
Fazan, blink twice if you need help, and Fazbear Entertainment Corporation is actually holding you hostage to say that.
Although I think he is kind of right in the sense that it's not the MCI, but there is another set of kids that possibly have died.
I feel like it was the one that failed and then killed Charlie, and then after everything closed. I don't think there was another group. There probably was going to be, but it failed. And then he tried again later in 87 with the MCI. I don't think the DCI exists. I think it was a possibility, but then Charlie ruined those plans.
Because there's also Garrett. Yeah. Good point. Good point, Glitch.
Garrett is the DCI. Well, actually, you're wrong. Because he didn't die in a Freddy's location.
Because I think Fazen was telling me the other night that the airplane being associated with the other 3 items could mean that those are 4 completely separate kids from the MCI. Garrett and then 3 other people.
I can see that. Also, Fazen, another thing, literally William, we know, has been, like, manipulating Vanessa even, like, before 82. It's very well he could be like, okay, don't let anyone follow me if you see me in the suit. If you do, I'll lock you in a dark basement for the rest of your life and make you take dark areas. And then let the lore be revealed in CD and Plex multiple years down the road.
Wait, that's true. Wait, I look over and I saw Harrison also say that. Dang it. Do I have enough points to fight this guy?
Like, I do want to say, I find it interesting in the flashbacks, Vanessa sees the whole entire house as a dark area.
That is kind of interesting. Did you notice at the beginning in the Charlie scene, kind of off topic, but Charlie like is heading towards an exit door, and then all of a sudden, whenever she shows back up after getting stabbed, she's like walking onto the main stage.
I think that's probably like an exit for the employees. Like, if you need to leave, you can go through here, lead you to the stage, and you can run out. Like, if something were to happen. I think that's probably what it is.
But
that like, you can have like exit signs that lead to another part of the building, but it's an overall like pathway to an exit.
Yeah, but that sounds dumb.
Really?
Because like that means that there's only one exit. Theoretically, only one exit to that building is the front exit.
Are you surprised with Fazbear Entertainment? Are you surprised?
I would have thought that they would have tried to make it a little bit more, you know, realistic.
Okay.
They even make fun of the nighttime gameplay in the movie by being like, "Who the heck made this? Who the heck designed this?"
Exactly. That location sucks, and so does the other ones. But I generally think it's just like that's one of the pathways. I'm pretty sure there's definitely other exits, but that's one of the pathways. Like if you're like in this area, your fastest way out is like in this direction, and it's through the main stage. Because there were doors in that hallway.
There were a lot of doors, yes.
So like it's very possible like you could be like in one of those rooms, like there's a fire or something, and your quickest exit is just to run there, go through the main stage and out the front door. Then running through like the kitchen area, then out through the hallway, then wherever else.
I don't know. It feels weird to me. Something's suspicious here. Also, the fact that, like, what is it called? Charlie's vision kind of, like, distorts the further and further she goes through that tunnel. Kind of makes me think that, like, maybe illusion discs or some sort of nightmare gas or something is in play.
It would definitely be illusion disc. There's no way there's gas being released in that place without everyone going into a manic shock.
Because I just
could. If we're ever been in a important year in this franchise, I think that's when Elizabeth dies. That or in 85. It's 85 or 84. Elizabeth dies. I don't care what anybody else says.
What about the movie? The third movie when it comes out and says it's 72.
Well, the third movie isn't canon, and we have a lot of contradictions, and I made a severe continuous lapse in my judgment.
How did you miss? You had a clear shot! Okay. Don't miss. There. Jesus.
Like, genuinely, at the end of the day, I'm just kind of like... With the FNAF 2 movie, it's really annoying with how much you feel like you do have to cherry pick, which I know you know I'm very adamantly against.
Yes. I only do a good bit of cherry picking myself whenever I want to make an outlandish theory. Because I love doing that. I'm just like, yep, we're going to take something absolutely ridiculous from the movie, and we're going to say that it's 100% for the games.
And you know who's going to be in the comments section? Narrow Raven.
Be like, nuh-uh, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, but like, I will say with the FNAF movies, it feels a little more okay, because it is taking from both the games and the Silver Eyes trilogy.
Yeah.
But I still don't like it.
Yeah, because it is hard to find where that line is of what can you use and what needs to be tossed and completely ignored.
I think my line for that is, does it contradict something that's flat out said to us? FNAF 2 in fucking 2002 or 1982? No, that doesn't sound right. Because it literally happens in 1987.
Wait,
like that. But Charlie dying at the FNAF 2 location, that's been adding up as of late. Like, it's, you know, or like the Wizards just being prototypes and not the MCI suits. Well, in FNAF 2, Phone Guy says that they're from the old location and they still stink from it. That doesn't add up. You know, like, there's certain things that are being flat out told to us that are being contradicted, but when there's things that aren't being contradicted, I feel like it can be used.
Right.
I think like an answer to the FNAF 2 animatronics, like what's going on with them, are they possessed or not? I think it can be explained that it's like a half-truth with the marionette. It is controlling the FNAF 2 animatronic. And the reason why it's killing random night guards is because the last thing that Charlie felt was rage or whatever.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that's what it is.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I can work with that. Because I think that's what I did in the video I did right before the movie released, where I used the trailer saying that, excuse me, Charlie Charlie's death was considered an accident, possibly, until the MCI happened. That's what the trailer said. And then use that to be like, oh, well, Charlie's death happening in the games could have been looked at as an accident because it's separate from the MCI. It was completely different circumstances. Didn't happen indoors, happened outside. Her body was found pretty easily, blah, 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 whatever.
Really quick, I want to say it's the glitch thinger. They said I saw on Twitter fans arguing that Scott is using the movie to retcon the FNAF 2 game taking place in 1982. So here's my response to that. If you're going to do that,
Twitter.
Then the MCI has to take place in 1987, right? It just has to. Because you can't take 1 year and not take the other from the movie. That's just dumb.
That also means that FNAF 1 takes place in 2000.
Yeah, exactly. Then on top of that, FNAF Twitter doesn't know how to read. Silver Eyes, you know why 1982 is important to Charlie's story. Because that's the year she dies in the Silver Eyes, which we know that FNAF 1 took some inspiration. We know FNAF 2 took some inspiration from the Silver Eyes. So there's that. And there's also just other things that you would have to take into consideration from the movies. If you're saying, well, FNAF 2 is in 1982, then FNAF... Well, no, Charlie's death is 1982, and the FNAF 2 location opened then, but FNAF 2 gameplay doesn't take place until after FNAF 1. Because the FNAF 2 gameplay technically doesn't happen until afterwards, because that's when Michael Afton and Mike Schmidt are there.
Almost like Fazbear was investigated for her death, but denied any wrongdoings. These things happen sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you don't believe it for obvious reasons, Glitch. I'm just saying my piece on that, because I think it's really dumb. Like, if you're going to take dates, you have to take all the dates that are provided to you. Like, honest to God.
I do love a good old cherry pick. Is there anything else important from the movie that we haven't talked about?
I mean, there's Shadow Bonnie now and Shadow Freddy.
Oh yeah, because forgot about those two.
But I'm still kind of annoyed that Shadow Freddy just appeared for like a couple seconds in a dark void and did nothing. In the last movie, that was the suit that Max was stuffed into.
I just thought of something. Because none of the animatronics in the FNAF 2 building are possessed, the fact that Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy pop up in that building most likely means that they have nothing to do with MCI or DCI.
The way I can see it is that it could have to do with Charlie, because, I mean, to be honest, she's definitely the most agony and revenge-filled person.
Yeah.
That could have spawned them. But that's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, they're from something completely else, or they're just kind of... I don't know. MCI 85 is back on the table, thank God. So, kind of like, with the shadows, I feel like if they don't do something with Shadow Freddy in the third movie, it's so such, considering that they literally stuffed Max into Shadow Freddy.
Get ready to be cut.
Like, if they're gonna have Shadow Freddy being a recurring character, they have to. There's no way they don't.
I mean, unless that wasn't supposed to be Shadow Freddy, you know.
No, it wasn't. When you brighten it up, you can see his teeth and everything.
No, I mean in the first movie. I should have been more clear with that. But
well, I mean, it is
that would have been
Freddy.
Yeah, that would have been a stupid response. Just be like, actually, that wasn't Shadow Freddy. It just looked like Shadow Freddy. Talk about how JJ was snubbed from the film. We didn't need JJ anyway, all right? We got what we needed with BB getting his head ripped off.
Yeah.
Although I am wondering why we got so many different forms of BB, now that I think about it. In the first movie, we got the little toy. In this movie, there is a statue that isn't the animatronic of Balloon Boy, and we got the Balloon Boy animatronic. So I'm wondering why we got 3 different versions of Balloon Boy in 2 movies.
Maybe that's our JJ and Dee Dee.
Could be.
But I feel like with the second movie, it's a great watch. I love watching it.
It was fantastic.
In terms of the lore sucks. I think the FNAF movie is stronger as its own thing. And I feel like that's how a lot of FNAF media is.
Oh no. We're getting God David representation in the second in the movies.
All the different Davids. Jeez, yeah, something that Fag brought up to me after the Curse of Dreadbeard video was how Crying Child is represented by Balloon Boy.
Yeah. Because there's an entire room that you don't have access to in the in Secret of the Mimic. It's like all modeled and everything. The only thing that's missing is none of the assets are painted, which could just be because it's an unfinished room, and it seems to be Balloon Boy themed because it has like a big hot air balloon in it. Not to mention, you know, the obvious one of him holding the 2 balloons on the picture that he drew.
I think Balloon Boy's Air Adventure is more David Murray related, and then Balloon Boy from like FNAF 2 is more Crying Child related.
It makes me wonder if there is more of a connection to the arcade cabinets than we're thinking about, because Balloon Boy Air Adventure is theoretically supposed to be the one that helps Gregory out of his weird mind hypnosis thing.
Well, you know, at the end of it, it's very Moon.exe related, because it says good night to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Moon.exe related, like very hard.
And then Princess Quests are obviously related to Vanessa getting mind possessed or whatever. And the only other arcade cabinet that you play is Monty Golf, right?
Oh wait, hold on, I get it. So the Balloon World one, or whatever it's called, Balloon Boy's Air Adventure, whatever the hell.
I get them mixed up. It doesn't matter.
That's Gregory's. Moon.exe is David's. Because Moon.exe, it gives you the glitch permission to help, essentially, quote-unquote, free David. And what do you have to do? You have to deal with Sun and Moon. And Balloon World, to free Gregory, you have to deal with Eclipse, which is Sun and Moon. So then, we're missing Crying Child, essentially. Which, if we were to go through that path, it would be Balloon Boy's Air Adventure? But I don't even think that was thought of back then. Also, I'll be right back.
Alright. Andrew is the Monty within. No! No! Yeah, it's just...
I'm back.
Yay, we finished that. Yippee. What time is it? 6 o'clock! Okay, I'm gonna have to end stream here soon. And then go grocery shopping. If my girlfriend got home. Oh, she just called me. I'm assuming that means that she is outside waiting. So I have to end the stream.
Well, looks like to wrap it up.
Yeah, perfect timing. I did. So thanks guys for coming to the stream today. I'm gonna end it very quickly. That way I can go grocery shopping and feed myself. Thanks guys for coming by today. Go have fun. Go watch a Narrow Raven video or something. Or Fazbear Entertainment. He's also hanging out in chat. So
Yeah.
Don't watch my video. Don't think about watching my videos. They're bad. Go watch the other two.
Yeah, Vengeful Fiona sucks. Don't watch
That one is peak. All right, you could go watch that one. All right. Talk to you.